Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Right on. So, welcome to In Conversation With. I'm your host, Single-Malt, and you're listening to the Dofus podcast, a show where the brightest and the best Dofus players, content creators out there congregate and tell us what they are up to. Today, we're joined by none other than the three fantastic content creators that we've had for the very first episode. Slix, MrBlack, and Washington. Hello, guys.
Thank you for having me.
They're just a bit shy, not saying hi immediately.
I'm waving.
I don't want to interrupt anybody else. So
yeah, this is going to be sadly one of those conversations that will be a bit chaotic because, well, everybody knows who each one of you guys is, so we're not introducing each other anymore. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Quick one. How was first things first before we even get started? How was your exam on Monday, Slix?
It went well, actually. I'm surprised you actually remembered that. So, yeah, it went well. I don't have my grade yet, of course. It will take a couple of weeks probably, but I think it's all good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I hope it goes well and that you get the grades that you want.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I'm sort of curious about, I don't know about you guys, but would you like it to be a bit more structured where I sort of put a theme out there and then we take turns putting our thoughts out there? Or would you like me to just say, MrBlack, answer this? And I will play this time as well, by the way. Would you like structure or a bit more chaotic? What do we think?
I don't mind. We can improvise.
I don't mind either.
Leave it up to you.
Very well. Right.
Since it's not like introductory anymore, so we just can share our thoughts.
But we need to
we
need to do one thing as a standard on the stream. We need to start with an anecdote from Single-Malt.
When I was young, I used to live in the north of Africa. I was a small boy, and it reminds me of all three of you because you're fantastic and brilliant. There you go. We've checked that one. Or actually, I'm gonna be serious now and actually tell you about one anecdote, and then we can start from that. You also give me the equivalent of that. How about that?
Hello, Kenneth.
Does that sound
Welcome
good?
to the stream.
Yes,
Shall we do that?
Absolutely.
Cool. When I first started playing the game, how do you subscribe as a young man who does not have any money, does not have access to credit cards, debit cards, and has no phone of their own? I don't know how you guys used to subscribe when you first started playing, but I find it a fascinating topic of conversation, especially after the interview with Morani and Morani, who didn't know what audio codes were, like Gizm is saying in the chat now. So the way I used to subscribe, and I really hope my mum does not listen to this stream and find out now because I'll get punished for it. My grandma used to have a special phone in the family. I think she was the only one who had a mega sort of deal phone plan that could call externally. It was unlimited and it was like the holy grail. If you put your hands on that, you could call anywhere in the world and not be charged a single dime. So it was like this infinity stones kind of thing. So I would wait every single month for that weekend to go to my grandma's house. I think that was the foundation of our relationship. We're close, but I think it's on the basis of me wanting to access her phone. So this is how it used to work. You would pick up the phone and send a message or call a specific number, and they would message you a code, and that was called an audio code because they would either say it to you over the phone or send you the code via text, but you had to call to get that one. A lot of people didn't believe me, and I started thinking that maybe this was not a thing I imagined it. And so I would pick up her phone, call to receive the audio codes, and that's what I would use inside the game to be subscribed for a week, a month, however long. And if I remember right, Slix, you had an interesting story that you wanted to tell us about how you used to subscribe. Please give us as much context as you can before you tell the story.
Yeah, all right. I will do that because it has something to do with the audio codes as well, because that was, as far as I know, the only way to get subscription to the game other than pay safecards, I think. And before that, I think they had even a different name here, but I don't know. So, okay, so the way it works is, like these days, everyone has like a subscription, like a phone subscription, whatever, you pay monthly. back in the days that didn't even exist, and you had like a SIM card with you put money on the SIM card, or what's it? It's the same in English, right? SIM card. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Top up.
So
you top it up.
you put money on that, and you can use it to call or text, right? All right. So back in the days, I had to pay for that myself, of course, when I had my first phone. But I was always telling my parents, because they could see my bank account, right? So when I went to like a tank, like a gas station, to get a new money for like another 10 euros for my SIM card, let's say that, and then it was like empty, like in like a week, and I had to pay new again, like get more. And my parents were like, why you have to do that so often? I'm like, I'm texting a lot with people from my class, but obviously I wasn't, but because I was using the money there to get the audio codes. So every time I got like a new 10 euros or sometimes even 20 euros, I was just calling and get the audio codes to get the subscription, right? So that's how I first started getting the subscription. And then later on, of course, Ogrinds got introduced. But now that's the start. That was my little anecdote. All right, now here, okay. So we talked about the SIM cards, right? So back in the days, my father had a phone, old Nokia. I don't know what it was like. He had a SIM card in it, and I don't know how or why. These days, I doubt it would be possible, but it was bugged. So basically, he was able to call, text, whatever, and no money was like drawn. He didn't need money on the phone. No, like there was a bug. It was infinitely free. So he was using that phone when we went on a holiday, because back in the days, if you went to a different country and you want to call to like your parents at home or whatever, it would cost you a lot of money to call from a different country. These days, it's all free. So he was using that phone. And then I think I was like maybe 10 years old, maybe even younger. I had the brilliant idea, and I was like, if it's free from a different country, it has to be free when you're calling for audio codes, right?
Yeah.
So I was asking him, so dad, okay, let's try this out, right? So we have these. I explained to him a little bit how the subscription worked. Like you had to call this number, right? So I'm like, okay, let me try the phone. Okay, let me just try once. If it doesn't work, I'll just pay you. Okay, but if it works, okay. So I tried it like first like for a week or a month. No money. It didn't cost anything. It was literally free. The SIM card was bugged, and like these days you have like a provider which can, after a month they can still send you like an invoice or whatever. Back then you did not have that. You had a SIM card which was untraceable, so it was literally free. So I subscribed for a year on all of my accounts. I don't know how many I had back then. But the thing was, I wasn't playing Dofus really actively, so I was playing another game back then, where you could get like in-game money as well, and I was buying a lot with codes, audio codes, everything you could do with it. And I think in total, I'm gonna say a number. I think me and
do not say anything that is incriminating.
Bro, it's 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. I think me and my brother spent about over 1,000 euros probably, but we never needed to pay anything across 2 games.
We thought it was dreams how you've made your billion, but it turns out it was audio codes from 20 years ago.
But for Dofus, for Dofus specifically, I only got a subscription for about a year using that method. But on the other game that I played, we spent probably up to 1,000 spent,
Wow.
But yeah, we never had to pay anything because the SIM card was broken pretty much, and you could.
That is amazing. Yeah. That is a story from 20 years ago. Isn't
it's probably about 20. Nah, not 20 years ago, but let's say, I don't know, 15 years ago. I don't know, something like that. 15, 16 years ago. But it's a really cool story, and I will never forget that.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for blessing us with that that story, Mr. Black.
So, someone in my chat says that's what we call a genie sim. They're not allowed. Lol. Well, I don't know what it was bugged in my opinion because it was like a normal SIM card that he probably got from like a store, but it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty fun.
And Manaya says she's going to cover her ears.
Well, Manaya didn't work at Ankama back in the day, so she. But that was yeah, my dad's secret phone. That's how I call it, basically.
Is there an end to that story? Did it get cold? Did it stop working?
I don't know.
Did
I
you
actually
stop
have.
printing money.
I think at one point the phone stopped working. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. It probably stopped working, and he had to get like a new SIM card.
Nice. Anyone of you guys, Washington, Mr. Black, do you want to bless us with a story from back when?
Mine was a pretty simple one.
Go on.
Mine was a pretty simple one. I loaned some cameras for my weekly subscription from my friend, and after I got like that subscription, I just went full treasure hunting, just spending 4 days in a week for treasure hunt just to pay 1 week. So I only had 3 days in a week for free time, and that's it.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, but it was a lot of a struggle.
Mr. Black?
So unfortunately, mine's probably not going to be nearly as exciting as Malt or Eswix's. I can definitely remember using those codes back in the day, but it was long before I'd even ever heard of Dofus. So that was back when I was playing RuneScape. I would have been 11, 12 years old, maybe not even that. But I do remember, so when I was at university, I got all my grants and things like that, and that's what I used.
Oh, loan money.
Very, very bad of me. So somehow I still passed my course, but apart from that, the way I always subscribed when it came out was farming 5.2, especially CD and Corso, making money doing that equipment, buying the Ogrins, and that was about it.
We've heard stories of you taking orders for 18 million kama per item back in the day. That's a lot of Ogrins.
Somewhere, I don't know if you guys remember Imps Village. The old forums. So I was running Mr. Black's equipment to order, and essentially you post it up. I give you a quote. You say yes or no within 24 hours, any piece of equipment. And yeah, that's how I did it.
I think that was the birth of leeching in general, wasn't it? Taking orders for money.
Back then, definitely. And it was a massive amount of money. And it didn't just stop there either. It kind of went into farming dragon pig souls.
Yeah.
You get a turkey, you get paid 80% of the value, but we keep 20%.
Definitely magic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, things like that. But it was fantastic money.
Yeah, if I were to summarize, we have a young enterprising businessman that has found a glitch in the matrix and has printed infinite money for over a year. I present to you Aslix. There he is, FBI, if you've been looking for him. We've got Washington, who's done it the traditional way, nothing spectacular. So I think you're the least, you're way down on the list of the FBI search. We have Mr. Black, who has got the British taxpayer to pay for his subscription as well. Right before he found out that he had an advantage over everyone, where he could take orders over the internet via forum, go and farm using his OP 8-man team, and then sell you the items for God knows how much money, and then print cameras. That's fantastic, yeah. We've got some comments in the chat about how audio codes, for example, I know you don't know this frustration, Mr. Black and Washington, but if you had no other way to subscribe, you would find someone who had access to audio codes that would get them somehow and sell them to you for cameras in the game. and the place, the hub for that kind of exchange was Astrobes app, and you'd find people spamming messages, sell audio codes, 50% before, 50% after, and every time it was a gamble. Are they gonna take half of my money and go, or are they gonna actually give me an audio code that works? And then they would start worrying about whether I'm paying them the other half or not. So good times, good times. We have a couple of stories in the chat from people who used traditional regular money, and then once they got jobs, they started paying via debit card. And then when Ogreens came up, they just farmed inside the game and then bought their subscriptions. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that story, Hazel. Nice. I think we've broken the ice. Are we all feeling comfortable now? Should we go? Oh, we've got a cat.
Of course, absolutely. The tiger.
Wow, he's handsome. He looks like he means business. Iron Man cat.
Iron Man cat, of course, trained well.
Nice. Right, I've got another question that we could use as a guideline for the next topic of conversation. I've titled it, believe it or not, what has been happening with you? So last time we spoke was a month ago. I can already tell that Washington has plenty of stories. He's had an eventful month. Eslix has had a couple of notable things. I don't know about MrBlack. You've been working really hard recently. Anyone want to tell us what's been happening with them for the last month since we spoke?
Let's start with Washington. He can tell how I lost 20 million kamas.
Ooh, go on.
Okay, so as you know, I'm just minding my own Iron Man business. Nothing too crazy, just trying to grind same dungeons and everything. And yet I was talking about EN Dofus questline, and there was a conversation with Eslix, and he was saying you should start now because there will be some dungeons like Worker and Uga dungeon, and I will not be able to do it right now, so I should just start, and eventually when I reach like level 180, I just then can do it and get Okra. Okay, I shouldn't, but I took as a personal challenge. I was like, okay, I will try my best, and I will do Worker and Uga dungeon at level 160. And guess what? I downed them both.
Let's
and I have
go.
them recorded. Yes, sir. I actually got them recorded. So eventually in some time I will release the videos. I don't know when, because I'm actually really lazy to do voiceovers over the videos and edit them. It's a bit lazy from my part, but I'll do them. Yeah, so that's one part. Another thing is I reached 10k achievements again after the idol rework, which is another same achievement, but it feels better right now. Since there's no idol removals anymore, I did it. I have 10k again and kinda ready to go to 12k.
That is outstanding. I don't know if people can appreciate what Iron Man is saying, so I'm gonna quickly recap. So he's done Uga, which is a level 180 dungeon, Worker, which is a level 180 dungeon, with his level 160 team, just because Eslix dared him. And how much did that put you in the red, Eslix?
20 mil. I said.
Which point?
I said he was gonna get 10 million for each dungeon.
Yeah, I didn't even encourage him. He was just like, I will give you 10 mil up for each dungeon. I was like, okay. Nah, but to be fair, I will not be taking the money.
Yeah, he will. He will.
I won't.
will.
Don't worry. I won't. It's just like personal challenge, you know. But it's not personal challenge. I took it personally, but it was Eslix challenge. So, yeah, it went really well actually. I didn't expect that, but a little bit of my gained Iron Man skills and the skills that I gained through classes transpired, and I managed to execute the dungeons pretty well.
Nice. So the lesson there is never challenge Iron Man to anything. He might be level 160, but he will take your commas.
Also, I did all the Frigos 2 at level 150. So that's
Wow.
yeah. But
The-
I
the
think
other
yeah.
The other thing
sorry,
is,
go on.
it's a good thing that SLX has found an infinite money glitch 20 years ago, so he can afford to lose 20.
I didn't gain. I did not gain any commas from that. Remember, I only got like a 1 year subscription.
Mhm.
And actually, I bet
enough.
that even Ankama did receive the money for it, probably, because otherwise, how else could they give me the subscription, right? But it just didn't cost me the money. So I don't know where they got the money from, but not from me.
Amazing, amazing. Someone is asking in the chat, and I know this is very, very cheeky as a question. Are we
Ooh.
expected to see Count Harburg level 180?
Actually,
All for you.
yes,
I-
because
yeah.
I will try my best to do as many dungeons as possible at
Oh my God.
180, and I will start dreams on 180. That's the another thing that's coming up. I will be a little bit.
Wow.
I'll try to be a little bit more careful about XPing, but I think I'll
because
manage.
Volbis, or what's making you go into the Well of Dreams?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the one, and the fun, of course. Yeah, we all know how dreams are fun, from all of our experiences.
Oh,
But
yes.
but the other case is that most Dofuses are equipable at 180.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
Ochre 160.
I think so.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so. You should be able to do it now. If you get it, you should be able to equip it.
Isn't Ochre 180? 1 second.
No. 160,
it's
160,
Oh.
160. Yeah.
But there's no wait.
This is 180.
I think yeah.
That's one piece of true. That would make an excellent trivia question in the next quiz.
So the only things that's stopping me now actually is Kralov, I don't know how do you pronounce it, but that's dungeon with octopus.
You can pronounce it as however you want, as long as you don't put B, because then Eslix won't count as a correct answer. That's referencing
that's a
his
good
quiz.
one.
Do you
Oh,
remember
that's
it?
a good one.
Wait, I'm missing something. I don't even remember that.
So in your quiz where I won 30 million commas, you've said so you were asking about the highest level dungeon, and I've put Kralov, but while typing really quickly,
Yeah.
I've pressed B instead of V. Your phone has died, I think.
No, it doesn't.
pressed-
Oh, it's gone.
I've pressed B instead of V, which are right next to each other, and you did not accept that because it read Kralov instead of Kralov.
Yeah, it's wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Oh, he still maintained it. We should start a poll in the chat whether we should ban Eslix for being cheeky.
But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, I'll try, because actually I've never been able to do it myself. Well, I've never tried the Kralov. I was always leeched when I was in Draconeers, when I was playing with high end. Well, how can you say it? With a team that's like completely, end game. Yeah, there we
How
go.
will
End
you
game.
do it without a panda? That's
So,
the real question.
Xelor is pretty useless for that dungeon, no?
Let me. Don't even get me started, my guys.
Sorry.
I will do
So that was-
everything.
Hear me out.
I'll
Hear
do
me out. Hear me out.
everything.
Hear me out. Xelor isn't as useful in that dungeon because you cannot put the boss in the telefrag state, right? It's
Yeah.
you cannot like do the telefrag stuff thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can't move him, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
However,
Can't swap places.
there's a spell that you can get telefrag on him
Yeah, that's
without
true.
even moving him.
That's true.
So, well, I'm not really going for blitz yet, but if I can. Oh, also, it's fine with the telefrags because I can stack up synchro.
True.
If I stack up synchro, I can.
What is the AOE of synchro?
I think 3 cells.
Then that works. Yeah. Then you can do blitz as well because the boss only has like 5k HP.
Oh, is it?
You should just be
well,
careful that he doesn't kill it, because once you vuln him, he can one-shot pretty much everything in the game.
Yeah.
He can go big DMG.
Well, I will need a little bit more of insight and research about it, but yeah.
Just because I'm conscious MrBlack hasn't had any say yet, I just want to summarize what Washington has said to us for the new people coming in the chat. He's level 160. He has 10,000 achievement points, which I've made a post about on Twitch because I was mind blown. Just for reference, I'm level 200 for over a year and a half, and I'm at 11k achievement point. So in the next 2 weeks, he might overtake me. That's mega achievement. And the other thing is, Eslix has decided to challenge him to two of the hardest dungeons in the game, Uga and Borker, with his level 160 team. 10 million karmas if he did it. He did both of them and shared. My bro came with the recipes and the receipts. MrBlack, do you want to tell us what has been happening with you for the last month?
So it's a bit of a difficult month, actually. So work has been crazy, real life work. So it's been a little difficult to get on and play. But I'd like to think I've got a few things done. Obviously, we did our stream, which started as let's do one dungeon to let's do 3. So initially the idea was, all right, we're going to do King of Megami live walkthrough so we can teach people how to do it. They can ask their questions. Ooh, I can hear myself and someone else is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're off. You're fine now.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, it started out that we're going to do this live stream so everyone can ask their questions, we can teach them and get through it, and almost kind of do it together. So that one is done.
Have we lost your audio from
Shall we do
MrBlack?
cool?
You're back. You're back. No, you're back. You're back. It was just a little glitch. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay. So it was Malt's idea then, let's do Queen. So we ended up doing Queen as well. Now bearing in mind, I believe I finished work and we didn't start streaming until almost, well, just gone midnight. So by the time we'd set up, we'd done King, then all of a sudden we'd done Queen, and then I did a very typical me thing and said, all right, well, let's do another.
One more for the road.
Belladonna.
Which one? Belladonna. Let's go.
Yeah, we did Belladonna as well. So I believe, so I've just uploaded, so all 3 of them are now uploaded. So there is a live walkthrough with Belladonna.
Can you do me a
Queen.
favor, please, MrBlack, while you're on this very point? Can you share the links to your YouTube channel for people who want to see the walkthrough that we've done together? On both chats, please.
Most definitely. That is my YouTube channel for you guys.
While MrBlack is posting the links, I wanted to give you a bit of reference, everyone. MrBlack lives on the other side of the world. So when it is personable, sociable time for me, Eslix, and Washington, MrBlack is 6 to 7 hours away from us. So when we think it's a good time to stream, it's usually 3-4 a.m. for him. And bless him, we started streaming at 3 in the morning, and he only left at 5 once we finished all 3 dungeons. And yeah, thank you very much for sticking with us. We've got some fabulous content out of it. Thank you.
But I think for me personally, I did get it's not an achievement, but it's a personal achievement. I wanted to do an 8-man Cabal run, not using the Sadie strat that now you can't do, and actually do it properly. And I managed to get it.
Ooh, I've seen your screenshot. That was amazing.
And it was 7 turns for the fight. It was like 27 minutes or something.
Wow. Did you do it with the Iliotrop strat?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Elio just went full vit, managed to keep it alive. Surprisingly, Forge Lance in there. The shields were fantastic. I'm actually contemplating making one.
Yeah, I could hear, once you said definitely, I could hear the pain behind it, and then so Eslix's reaction. I mean, the idea of doing that dungeon without an Eliotrop is just, ooh, no, thank you.
I've the only time I've ever done it without an Eliotrop was doing it with, it was 3 or 4 Sabias.
When you could infect with one.
So you use, so every single one of your team is tank, well, back in the, you can't do it now. So all of your team were tank apart from one Sadie.
Mhm.
And essentially every buff you can get goes onto one Sadie. You infect the entire rest of the mob. And you just use one bramble, 2 aggressives to use your 3 infecteds and kill everything in one turn. On turn one.
Spectacular. Spectacular. I'm glad they nerfed that.
I managed it once. I managed it once. It's surprising how fast they target the one Sadie, which doesn't have 50% res.
Yeah, I mean, aren't sort of all mobs will target my Croc, and I was always wondering, is that because he deals the most damage? But it just turns out he has the least res, so they think, oh, the way they're coded, we can get that one. Let's get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally exactly
Fantastic.
that. Cars are always the first to go.
Hello,
guys talk
Devil's
about
Ram. Welcome
these
to the stream,
endgame
man.
dungeons
Welcome.
Getting me sweating. I don't know how I'm supposed to do them.
I can answer that one. Just someone challenge this man for 10 million
no,
cows.
No, not anymore.
But actually, if I was challenged, I would try. Well, obviously, I won't do Cabal yet, but maybe in 20 levels. Ask me in 20 levels.
Oh. Yeah, by the way, I've
really.
Go on, MrBlack.
I was going to say that I think really apart from that, the only other thing I've done is a bit of just of a general kind of Twitch revamp. Apart from which I've been wanting to do for a while, but apart from that, that's really about it this month for me.
I mean, if you manage to do anything with the hours that you put in your actual job, I'm just stumped at how much you can do with the very little time that you have left over just for rest. So I'm honestly equal measure guilty and thankful to you for showing up to these streams knowing that it's 3 or 4 or some ungodly hour where you are now. So thank you very much, MrBlack, for showing up to every one of our streams and continuing to produce content with us for the game that we so love.
Always.
Right. Does anyone have any thoughts they'd like to throw in again, or should I introduce a new theme? But that means we're moving away from what has happened this month. And also, I haven't said what I've done this month. I did say I was playing, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing the awkward silence. Maybe you guys don't want to hear what I've done with my month.
Eternal Harvest, right?
Sorry?
Eternal Harvest?
Yes. I've had the idea to sort of bring the best and brightest in every dungeon, and I've piloted that idea with MrBlack. I know he just cruises through King and Queen in a way that makes everyone wonder, how the hell do you do this really hard dungeon so easily? So I've brought him on stream for everyone to witness what we do together when we aren't live. And the other thing I've decided to do is make a guide on how to get your Ochre Dofus, because I know this is a very popular Dofus. Everybody wants to get that golden egg. And the idea that I've had is I will hunt it and then on stream get it. Now I'm so close to the goal. And perhaps in my wildest dreams, maybe get a special guest that has made a special website relating to the ochre and get her to give us her ideas, hear her stories, and figure out who this mysterious person is. Right.
Cool.
I think we're ready to move on to the next one.
You don't want to know what I did this month?
Oh, have you not had your go?
No.
Oh, my bad.
I'm getting skipped. I'm getting skipped, guys. You see what this is? It's not about me, guys. It's no.
All right, I'm seeing you're paying me back. I'll take that.
Yeah. No, but
I think we all know what the biggest one's going to be.
what is it?
Oh,
Guess.
I think we all know what the biggest achievement is going to be.
he's gone back to a bill again. What is that? It?
No.
I don't know, MrBlack. You're keeping the suspense going. Tell us.
Don't keep people waiting.
A certain amount of achievement points this month.
No, that was already before he last streamed, wasn't it?
That was before.
I mean, you can still tell us about it.
Well, yeah, that was in December. Like at the end of last year, I got maximum achievement points. But because I got maximum achievement points on my main, I now followed in the footsteps of the real Iron Man, and I made a new team as well. which hasn't been announced on my channel yet. But it will
Can
be.
you say that again, please? We've lost your audio for a second.
Oh, is it okay? Is it back now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
All right, so I am going to follow in the footsteps of Iron Man, and I've started a new team on 4Fresh account. And basically starting from scratch as a semi-Iron Man. There are some rules that are a little bit different, but it hasn't been announced on my channel yet because I'm still uploading the special achievement videos that I have from like before I got maximum achievements, of course. Those videos need to be uploaded, so I'm literally uploading like every other day, sometimes even back to back to get them on the channel quickly, so I can start uploading the videos of the new Iron Man team, basically. But so far, a quick sneak peek, maybe. Not a sneak peek, but more of a. Well, anyways, I've already got a file with recorded content for up to 5 videos already done. So, if anyone's interested in the Iron Man content, the new team...
It is very popular on YouTube from listening to Morani's...
I think your audio cut away as well.
Washington, you're the ultimate Iron Man that we know, and the trendsetter. You have converted more people than I'd like into the Iron Man way of
I know, it's been crazy. It's crazy.
I'm seeing French people take up Iron Man on the basis of Washington popularizing it. So I'm just mind blown. And there has been a question in the chat for us today. Can you give us a too long didn't read? So a quick summary of what are your Iron Man rules that everybody is sort of following.
All right. So first of all, just keeping it short, I didn't start it as like complete ultimate something. I just made a personal rules.
Guys, can you let me know if my audio
there
is
are like
okay?
Few things that must be noticed about is, first of all, I can buy cosmetics. Second of all, I can buy breeding items, nuggets and pebbles. Because I don't do PvP and pebbles are very important for crafting. Nuggets since change and now only PvP. Alliance members and PvP also, induced is no go for me. Of course, with the breeding items, it's up to you how badly you want to go Iron Man. But considering the goods breeding item starts when you have materials from 200 level bosses, it's just crazy and very, very, I wouldn't recommend it. For some people, I recommend to get a pair of 2 different mounts just to start breeding. If you want to go after that, of course.
What with Dragon Turkeys, is that buy them off the market or friends give you them or?
So sorry, I'm gonna say what I did. So what I did is I caught all the Dragon Turkeys needed, but I bought Rinitleys and I bought Sea Mules. So only 1 pair each, and I bred from 1 pair to more and more. So that's the thing.
Wow.
So okay, I'm not allowed to get help. I craft and mage my own items. I level professions myself. There's no like, I try to keep other human contact as little as possible. Well, I mean not contact, more like a I don't know, help. Yeah, it's just help. I'm not trying to get any help from other people. No crafting, no maging, no buying. That's it.
I don't know if people are appreciating what you're saying, but the last time you've given us a snippet of what it feels like to actually spend a day in the world of Iron Man. And let's say you do in a dungeon and it's difficult, you need to do multiple tries, 7, 10 tries. You run out of bread. What most of us will do is go to the market, get some bread, voila, all sorted. But for Iron Man, he doesn't go to the markets. He needs to go to the fields and get all the resources separately and then craft that bread and then go back to the dungeon. So that means maybe 2-3 days detour. Can you tell us more about that side of things?
Yes, exactly. You are very correct. So if I plan to do a dungeon, plan to do an achievement, and I know it won't be that easy, in before I try to farm and craft a little bit to do like 20 runs just as minimum for my team. So I get about from 800 to 1k of I don't know, healing material. It could be potions, it could be bread. I don't mind. I usually go for rule blood. I think it is. It's just farming in Pandala, those little pumpkin seeds, I think it is.
Pumpkin seeds, the orange ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So I gather those. I know full route of Pandala, and I do complete rotations. So in 2 days I get enough. I go farm rye from the fields, and in the end I get those true bloods and ready to go. So yeah, so
Wow.
that's a detour, but that's the price of Ironman.
I'm not building you up too much when I say this, but you have revolutionized my understanding of human behavior in general. The fact that you had a proposition that is incredibly hard and tedious, and that most people were like, "Yep, that's what I want." I'm like, "This is counterintuitive. You should run away from that." They're like, "Nope." In droves. I'm Eslix. I've got everything I need. Let's do the hardest things possible. I'm Hazel. Let's join in on the fun. And then he's got his own Discord channel now for all the hordes of people that have joined his wave of playing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Honestly, man. Respect. That's all I
yeah,
can say.
appreciate that, and of course, big thanks to people that watching my videos, like following the content I do, and the most thanks are to people that actually trying the method, the gameplay, the game style that I try. Maybe that's gonna be the way for them to relive the game, to actually enjoy it from the start and everything. It's more than amazing. It's great experience, and I hope more and more people that getting bored, maybe that will get back into the game that they played for many years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing.
I think the
Icelix?
reason a lot of players are starting the Ironman as well is because we've pretty much cleared the game, like level 200, 8-man team, maximum achievements, and all that kind of stuff, right? So over the past years, there's a lot of new low-level content being released, like level 50 dungeons, but also the changes of the equipment. For example, I found out that there are like level 50 sets with 3 items that have an AP set bonus that you didn't have back in the day. So, like, it's really interesting to progress the game again from scratch, like not getting help from your main team, of course, but like relive the experience you had like 15 years ago, but with the current state of the game.
That's amazing. We have a message on the chat from a VIP, Sev, who says, I think it is just because a lot of old players are not happy with how the game has developed. 15 years ago, it was a big grind to get higher levels. Now, most people just level up to 200 before even starting the game. And so when they come back, they want that kind of challenge. And who's tendering to that category of people? Iron Man. He's there with his arms wide open. Come to me, my children. I have just the thing you've been looking for.
Of course.
That's also
That's amazing.
like a reason why I'm going to make content out of it. I was planning on like starting a new team from scratch like for 2 years now, probably. But over these past years that I've making videos, a lot of people have been complaining about how the XPing works, how hard it is to make commas as a new player. So basically,
Really?
yeah, I don't know why they complain, but so far I've made almost 500,000 commas with my team, and I haven't even left Astrup yet. So, like I'm basically using this team to prove people how easy it is to progress in the game. It is basically a smack in the face for all the haters.
I think I'm willing to bet right now, and everybody in the chat today, that this will prove to be the most popular venture that Eslix has taken in recent years, because he has a good base of people who follow him already on YouTube. And I don't know, are you able to tell us just from reading comments and people's interaction what people are interested in? Are they more interested in Eternal Conflict Zombie, or are they more interested in how to get bloody commas at level 20?
the most popular videos are always the Kamas making videos and how to XP fast. But I always tell people that you don't need to grind XP. You just need to play the game. Like, there's no point in, for example, it's mostly the returning players, right? They want to straight up go to level 200 and play the game then. But what's the point? Like, obviously you don't have Kamas if you lease to 200. Like, that's obvious. But what's the point of being level 200 and then with your level 200 team you're gonna do level 50 dungeons? Like, what's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Like, like, that's why I basically redo all of it. And I always tell people, just play the game and play the game at the level it's supposed to be played at. Enjoy it and progress slowly. You don't need to rush, and then you will never run out of Kamas, because when you just play, you gain the Kamas that you need.
Oh, isn't that an incredible observation? You've just made the case for Iron Man being the way of playing the game.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's outstanding. I'm sure you're pleased about that, Washington.
Yeah, and I also see a comment in your chat, someone asking a spoiler on the characters that I made on the team. Just for the sake of this stream, so for everyone watching the stream, I am playing no Panda.
It's just the number. Just the number of characters. 4, 8?
No, it's 4.
6?
4 characters. But do we spoil the team? Like, I've shared it on the Discord, so the people who are in the Discord already know. But
well, I have to say, yeah.
So it is Exilor, because I have never played Exilor in PvM. A Sacrier as well.
Okay.
I've never played a Sacrier besides my brain dead Panda carrying a Sacrier dungeon achievement. And a Shrem, which is because I started out with a Shrem all those years ago, so I want to go with the Shrem again, see how it is now. And any Ripsa, because of the revamp, I want to feel how it is.
So, wait, didn't you already have an Enrips in your 8-man team?
Yes, but I never played in my 4-man team.
Right,
only for certain,
gotcha.
and I just played I did a couple of special achievements with the Enripsa, like corruption, for example, because I needed the healing. But I never play anything other than intelligence. So with the new team, I want to go with maybe like agility or chance and see how that is.
Yeah, and you've got a couple of people that you know very well now that you can ask about Enripsas. You've got Washington, you've got MrBlack, but also Golden Spirit. He plays it and he thinks and swears by it. It is the best character and most overrated most powerful in his mind.
Yeah.
So maybe he can give you an appreciation of every element in what he does.
So,
we've spoken about this before, but you can always ask him.
So even though I've played my Enripsa not too long ago with the 200 dungeons, I just figured out that apparently if you have the Coney out and you do like an AoE spell, if you hit the Coney, you will always get 2 AP back, not only on the first hit, but every single turn. If you at least hit the Coney, you're always gonna get 2 AP back. So if a spell is 3 AP, it only costs you 1.
MrBlack is not surprised. He's looking at us like, yes, I knew that.
Like, I knew that with the file. Because on my main Enripsa, I was always using the file, not the Coney. And if you use a second spell on the vial, it will explode. So I never experienced like getting the AP back, only on the first hit. But with the Coney, it doesn't explode, right? So I was like, hey, I can use this every single turn to get at least 2 AP back.
Oh, that is broken. I'm low-key hoping nobody from Ankama is really watching this. So
I think Manaya left, so that's good.
Let's go, Manaya left. It's a party. No, I'm only kidding. Right. Has any one of you got any more thoughts about what we've been saying so far? What has been happening in the last month and Aslix's new venture, Iron Man? MrBlack, you haven't put in too much so far.
Well, to be honest, it's 3 o'clock in the morning for me. So
I suspected that might have to do
a little quieter than usual. But yeah, I'll be very honest. The Coney trick, I've not actually used the Coney on the new Ennies yet.
Yo.
I went for the vial and I've stayed on it. So
yeah, me too. So that's
definitely be looking into that.
This is a prime example of why everyone should try new spells that they think they know how they work. They've seen them, they're not really sure about. Just put it in, use it for a day or two to see how it feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some main Ennies can chime in the chat and tell us more about how they work.
Yeah, and so far my biggest complaint is that how useless the double of the Shrem is now. After the second turn you swap with it and you are in the face of the enemy. So I know that I think the variant is different, but you don't have the variant when you start out, so
The one that blows up and deals mega damage.
I think so. I
If
don't know.
it
Maybe
triggers,
Washington can explain better how the double works. But so far, I've used it, and I like the second turn, I get swapped into the enemy's face, and I'm like, "What's the point of using the double then?"
Washington?
Yeah,
Clarify
well,
this first, please.
I don't really use double. I use plotter. Plotter hits a CC around when it dies. So I use that. But you have to get a variant, of course.
Yeah.
So I haven't been using double for a long time. But you can. I think it's more used as a distraction in PvP, maybe just to run away or I don't know. In PvM, I don't really think of a situation where you can use it like properly.
I can tell you.
Maybe for running away.
I have one. There is a main Shram in our guild who plays very infrequently, I would say, but I've never seen anyone play Shram like him. And one day he just sends me a private message. Do you want to do Servitude duo? And I'm like, what are you on about? Servitude cannot be duo. This is one of the hardest dungeons as far as I'm concerned. I was like, no, I've
Can
got a
Mr.
technique,
actually
let me
help a
show
naked
you.
Kra level
And what
200
it
get some
consists
low-cost
of, in
items to
essence,
farm?
is setting up a trap chain.
Start Devil.
So if you
Start
push
over from
one
scratch. There's
mob,
no. If you're level
then they just
200,
keep
you have
going around,
nothing.
minus 30, 50,000 damage. And
Then
what you
I
do
don't
is
know.
you
Like
use
I don't
the
know
double to swap
your question really
places
there.
with the
Just do
boss or something
achievements to
like
get
that.
money.
But he uses it essentially to manipulate the boss in the map and then get him in
Golden
the right place.
Spirit
And
is
just one
indeed
little push,
Brazilian. Yeah.
sorted.
Oh,
Shrem
This is
double
how
is
we can
terrible,
run
true.
big level dungeons and big bosses. One turn, gone. Servitude, one turn, literally. And I have a video of it. I might post it someday. And Gizm is saying that you can use it to run away, so it is a way to escape as a Shram.
True. That then true.
Cool. I think we've covered the classes and everything, which brings me to a question I'd like to start with Eslix and then MrBlack with. And pardon this rigid order Washington, it's because they are partners and they will have kept up with the news more than me and you. The roadmap that has been announced, I haven't looked into that. Can you, Eslix, maybe, do you want to start? Tell us what Ankama has announced.
Yeah.
What is their vision essentially for the future that they've made public to us?
So I did make a video on it, and I don't know if there's a mistake in the roadmap yet, but there's a saying a SAD balancing that people and including myself think that should be Echo Flip, because they did mention at the end of 2023 they are going to revamp the Feka and Echo Flip, and all of a sudden Echo Flip is not in the roadmap, but there is a SAD. So I knew about the
fired, MrBlack.
So yeah.
And saddies have just been changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
Mm.
I'm going to say the changes are, for me, quite insignificant. They've not really changed anything for me personally.
But do you think
Gotcha.
this SADI is in a good state now, or do you think there are more changes needed?
So I think at the moment, if once you've got everything into your infected state, that's it. That's your turnover. You can't do really any damage until turn 2.
True.
For me, I would. So let me just bring it up. Because at the moment, obviously, your main thing is you got paralyze and poison 3 AP. I think that's quite fair. The one I would like to see have just an AP reduced on it is
the agility one?
No, not inoculation. The agility one. Where is it? Is it contagion?
Yeah.
Contagion.
The one you said was completely useless.
No. So it's the opposite to wild grass. So it's currently 4 AP. I'd like to see that just get put to 3 AP. So at least you can have 1 attack.
So
you can at least use bramble or something like that.
So, MrBlack, I got a question for you, and I want to know your thoughts on this. So, I've played a SADI a little bit for the Queen and King dungeons, right? So, what I think is that wild grass and contagion should not be variants of each other.
No, they shouldn't.
Because
No, not at all.
because you're playing, like, you need contagion to put the infected state. There's no, you need it, and
Yeah,
then
it's
can't use wild
the
grass to
best
MP
thing.
reduce.
But to be honest, even without wild grass, there is more than enough MP reduction there. Obviously, you've got Paralyze and Bramble. Now, Manifold also does MP reduction.
Does it?
And then,
yeah.
Manifold is MP reduction. now.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you cast Manifold onto a tree, it also attracts things towards that tree.
Yeah.
So they've added that in, which I've never used. I think that's completely useless, to be honest. But I tell you what, there is one spell I have been really pleasantly been surprised by, and that's actually Earthquake.
Oh.
If you can get that working properly, and you can keep the trees alive, the damage is ridiculous.
Yeah, but then you need to keep your trees alive.
It's 3 AP, and you can, yeah. But,
I'm just curious, guys. Sorry to interrupt.
2.5,
It
3
sounded like you've started from a position of the SADI being included in the roadmap is a mistake, but then you proceeded to tell us everything that could do the change. So I'm just at a loss here, and I hope I'm speaking for chat as well.
No, let's go back to the roadmap then.
Yeah.
So it might be correct, right?
Don't get me started on SADIs.
Yeah, but the Echo Flip has the Echo Flip
don't get me
is.
started on SADIs.
They did mention the
I hope
Echo
they won't
Flip.
change Sadi. I hope they won't change Foggernaut and Sadi. I swear to God, they're 2 of my 4 classes.
Yeah.
I really don't want to. They're working pretty well right now, and I'm pretty terrified, actually.
Nice.
But
Eslex, you haven't finished telling us about the roadmap.
Yeah, well, there's not too much in the roadmap compared to previous years. They are going to do some Colosseum improvements, epic server events, which, like, I'm not really into that, so, but maybe some other people are. Like, what I am into is the Expedition Season 2, which is going to be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Legendary item balancing. I'm not gonna go too in depth because people might steal my ideas with that. Nah, let's just skip that one for a second.
No. You're not just gonna mention that, and I'm definitely picking you up. What are you doing with that one line? So Eslex does not have access to any information that we don't have access to. It's public information, right? Can you confirm that first of all?
Yeah, it's like, okay. So I did ask. So I get it that we as you by the way have an ad, so I don't know if I should wait 30 seconds before I explain this.
Sure. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah. So because I can explain this, but then nobody will hear it. At least not on your stream then.
The thing I'm really mindful of is think of it in terms, this question that I've posed right here, I've formulated it in the spirit of telling people who do not engage with the news, don't follow on Twitter, do not care about the latest thing that has been announced. Can you sort of bring them up to speed? So if you've been away on a trip for the last month, what have you missed, sort of thing, right?
Yeah. So I can go over that quickly. Like, first of all, I did make a video of every single big update in 2023, which is pretty interesting to watch. Like every single year, Ankama does like 3 big updates. It's the same every year, and then the Temporis, of course. So we got the Colosseum revamp, we got the idol removal, and we got something else. Oh yeah, the set bonus changes. So those are the big 3 updates we got this year. And then for next year, they are going to do because they're gonna release Unity at the end of the year, and because of that, they will not do any major content updates. So no new areas, no new dungeons, nothing.
Right.
So the only things that they will be doing are some improvements to the alliances, the Colosseum, like some class balancing, which are those changes will not affect them releasing Unity. So. But yeah, Expedition Season 2.
Is everyone back? Can you see on the chat?
Yeah. I was starting when the ad was done.
Right. My bad. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. So in development are the Expeditions, Legendary item balancing. They have the 20-year anniversary as well. which you already got the double XP weekend, but they did promise a lot more. So let's just see. And then they are planning, it's not confirmed that they are planning to do a PVM content, like new PVM content, but I think that's gonna be after the Unity release. Because
25.
or maybe like at the end of the year. It depends on when they release Unity, I think. If Unity gets delayed to the end of the year, there will not be any new PVM content. So, and a new PVM guild feature, I have no idea what they mean with that. But what I wanted to say is, we as content creators will not get this information before it gets released publicly, right? Because if they did, so let's say before they released the roadmap, let's say a week before that, they told the content creators, like, here, we're going to release the roadmap next week. Here's the information. You can make a video about it once it goes live, right? So that would mean that we have an in-game advantage because we know what's going to get changed. We can anticipate like the markets and that kind of stuff. So I get that they don't do that. It makes sense. But what I did ask Manaya, and she still has not replied to it, but I did ask her that they could maybe tell us when they are going to make it publicly. So let's say they tell us like a week before. So let's say next week, Wednesday, they're going to release the roadmap. We don't need to know like what's in it, but just
Details.
the fact that they are going to release it, because then it will be easier for us to make a video on the day it gets released. Because now it's like, oh, I got work, I got gym, and now suddenly there's a roadmap and I need to make a video about this. And it doesn't really work, to be honest. But if I know like a week before, okay, next week, Wednesday, at this time, they're going to release the roadmap, I'm going to make a video, I can plan to it. So let's just...
Just as an aside, you did not need to mention the gym because we've seen you've got the guns out tonight.
yeah.
Mr. Black, any thoughts on the roadmap? What you've seen? What are your expectations? Any speculation you're doing like Eslix?
Bring it back up. So no, not really. I have got a few things that are very, very similar to what Eslix is doing. But there is one thing I'd like to kind of discuss in there. So obviously they've put it into 3 sections. So you got coming soon, in development, and conceptualization. So the second one on the conceptualization is the want ad system. And I'm trying to work out exactly what is that going to be. Is that going to be join a wait list to run Celestial Barbarian? Is it going to be that kind of thing? Or is it going to be... what do you guys think this might be?
But is ads as in like ads as what we have in YouTube on that, or like a different kind of ads?
No. I have my own idea about this, and that was one of the things that really piqued my interest. I don't know if you guys remember, but there used to be an interface where you'd go to where your friends list is. There was a tab at the top right of it where you could see filter by dungeon and see who has registered their interest for it. So if I'm going to run Eternal Conflict and I don't know anybody in the server, I'll just register my interest, say it's me, I want to do it, I've got this character, and everyone can see that publicly, which means if you're running Celestial Barbarian and somebody else, instead of going straight to the R recruitment or B channel or C channel for that matter, they can just go to that interface and sort of find people with a similar dungeon interest or whatever. So in that spirit, it's an ad for what you want to do within the game rather than an ad in the YouTube sense of 30-second unskippable.
Yeah, exactly, because that would be weird.
Yeah, you have nothing to worry about as long as you're subscribed.
Yeah,
I definitely think if it's done in the right way, that could be a fantastic quality of life change.
I mean, I'm surprised nobody has realized that we did have that already. We did have it.
Yeah, it wasn't really clear in game. I think the way they implemented it wasn't really well implemented.
And even now, for example, someone in the community chat is asking for see if anyone wants to do Talkasha. So that would be a great place to just put your name down for and see what happens. But it'll be interesting. Is it going to be limited to just dungeons, or you got things like dreams? You've got even like some of the alignment quests require multiple people.
Yeah, that is quite difficult.
What are they going to Yeah, what are they going to actually make possible for as an ad in game?
That is an excellent
it'll
point
be
you
interesting.
bring. Yeah.
Just imagine
especially-
this, right? If what you're saying is not right and they are actually going to play ads, like before you enter a dungeon, you're gonna have to watch a 30-second ad.
Oh my god. No.
It's it's Netflix all over again.
Yeah.
Everyone subscribe.
No password sharing, guys. You've heard it here. We have a question. I don't know which one of you guys can pick it up, but it is. Oh, I'll hydrate with you. Thank you very much for that, Yar. I'm just gonna tell the question before I hydrate. The legendary changes are not on yet, right, guys? They said they're working on it. Can you confirm that, Slix or MrBlack or Washington, if you're up to date with this stuff?
We have the exact same information you guys have.
Yeah.
It says in development, legendary item balancing. That's all we know.
So they are not on is the answer for that one, Dark. The legendary revamp is not yet. And I know that because Eslix is speculating like mad. Do you want to tell us more about that, Eslix?
Well, it is in development, so they are working on it. And I'm not surprised that they are working on it because, like, besides like 3 or 4 legends, all the other legends are basically useless. They are so bad. And even with the Crocobur change last year, that went from 120 mil to 10 million, like, because it's basically useless. Like, they need to revamp how they work. But what is gonna change, we don't know, of course. But,
yeah. Just a quick one for everyone watching now. We are going to take a break in 15 minutes at the 1 hour and a half mark. We'll take 5 to 10 minutes so we can go hydrate, use the toilet, get our thoughts back in place, and then come back because some of us here are up really, really, really late and doing their best to stay with us. Thank you again, Mr. Black.
Who are you on about? Like, it's early in the morning for me. It's fine.
Mr. Black is just like when we were 16 years old, just playing the entire night. No big deal.
Oh my god. So real.
Some people are wondering. Go on, Mr. Black, sorry.
Oh, no. Please go on.
Some people in the chat are wondering that the wording of in the roadmap when they talk about legendary items, does the wording, in your experience, I know we can't tell for a fact because nobody outside from the devs know, the wording for you guys, does it ring a bell? Is it something they've used in the past before they introduced new items? Is it something that they've used in the past to just change stats? What does it ring a bell with as far as you're concerned in your mind?
I think balancing is just changing the passive effect. Because they cannot change the item stats. They already said that before. So if the item already has like minus 10% spell damage, I will not expect the price to go up on that item because it still has the minus 10% spell damage. But they need to change the effect probably.
I think just like every stream with Eslix, he has just changed the price of a few items in the market again by giving away a valuable tip.
Well, this morning, I logged on and I saw 2 Ricky Rel legends in the market for 3.5 million kamas. And I'm like,
yes,
those are mine.
So you guys can guess what the first message I read today was. Before I stopped my alarm, I was like, oh, Eslix bought 2 Rickies, right, let's go. Washington, we haven't heard from you or me for that matter because we're not very much involved in this, but do you have any thoughts about the roadmap? Did you see it? What came to mind?
I glanced at it. As I said, I'm not really fond of idea of changing Foggernaut. I think it's pretty well balanced class. That's in my opinion pretty much about it. And as far as it like touches other subjects, I'm not really in particular to give any opinion or expect something since I'm playing Iron Man, so I play as what I get, there's nothing for me to manipulate pretty much or something, so I can only have what I've been given. from the
Yeah, I
devs.
get
So
that. Mm.
I just hope for the best. Of course, I'm pretty excited. Maybe I even tried the new Temporis this year when it comes out. Any
Yeah.
Unity updates, it's interesting, and I'm really looking forward to follow that. But
I think you're speaking for the whole community when you voice your
Absolutely.
excitement. Yeah.
I've got
Let's
a
put it
question
that
for
way.
Washington here.
Oh, do we have a question? Go on.
I've got a question for
All right.
myself to you, Washington. So the expeditions, is that a thing you can do with your Iron Man team? I think you can, right? Or is it only level 200 dungeons?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't done the first ones. Yeah, I haven't done the content yet.
I have done the
but
first one. There are dungeons from pretty much every level, but starting from a certain threshold, like 160, if I remember. Like Canigrulla was the lowest level dungeon I had to do in the previous expeditions. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the rules will be for the next one, but maybe that's
I
something
mean-
you can engage with. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's like if I meet a threshold, absolutely, I'll give it a try. If it's the PVM content, and even if it gives any achievements or cosmetic rewards, absolutely, I'll try it. There's no doubt. I always after the cosmetics, I like them. Also, speaking about cosmetics, Single-Malt, I have a question for you. How comes your 4-leaf is still 4-leaf and nothing else?
Yeah. Nice question.
Some background for everyone watching. I don't have cosmetics. I'm not a big fan of cosmetics to begin with. Ever since I started, I thought I need to get the exos, I need to get the items. Once I feel overly rich, then I might buy some cosmetics. But even after dropping 7 or 8 Jahashas so far and having more than 500 mil in my account at any point in time, I still cannot justify spending 500k on a piece of cosmetic. I just can't physically do it. It's so hard.
Wow.
So
Guys,
I'm running.
if we have any generous donors in the chat, please donate some shield cosmetics for Single-Malt. Come on, I have to see that 4-leaf change.
Yeah, I think I have some cosmetics left.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. But just think about it this way: my pet is green, and the 4-leaf is also good, so it goes well together.
Yeah,
so.
we'll get you a pet cosmetic as well then.
Absolutely. We'll get you sorted.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I feel like a cheapsteak right now, being called out by everyone on my attitude towards cosmetics.
having over 5 Jahashas in your bank, probably, right?
And he literally won 30 mil of my giveaway, but
Yes. Yeah. I'm using the cosmetics I won from MrBlack's competition. So
Oh, wow.
and some things that Sebi has given me as well for a new year. Thank you very much, Seb, for the cosmetics gifts. They're just so expensive. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that's my attitude towards them. Do you feel like starting the next big meaty thing, or should we take a break before use the loo, rewind, refresh?
we can take the break now, I guess.
Sure? Should we do it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right, so everyone in the stream, we will be back in. Should we reconvene in 10 minutes? Is that a good enough period of time for everyone?
More than fine.
Sure. 10 minutes just for the content creators to have a moment, breathe, use the toilet, rewind, get their energy levels back up, so we can come back and attack some other meaty topics. Yes.
Absolutely. MrBlack will have a quick 10-minute nap and he's good to go for the next 2 hours.
Hour nap. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah,
Be right back,
definitely
guys.
A lot more. Awesome. All right. See you all in 10 minutes.
Yes.
All right.
And we are back.
Oh.
Hello, everyone, again. Hello again. Could we get a quick mic check that everything has returned nicely?
Check. 1, 2.
Hello.
Yeah, hopefully I'm back as well.
Quick mic check. Mic's all good. Fabulous. Fantastic. That's how we like it.
Thank you.
Right. I've got a question for chat for the lovely people who have stuck around. And I'm wondering, what would you like to see next? Should we just jump into the next topic and get our content creators' thoughts on the next theme? Or do you want to see the meme that Eslix made for the second episode of the Four Horsemen?
That goes
What
without
do you guys
question.
want to see? What do we want to see?
Actually, you know what? I would say this podcast, when we're all together, should be called Four Horsemen.
Every
Actually,
time.
every time. Why not? It's very, very actually good and serves the theme of Dofus.
Fantastic. We've got unanimous votes. Everyone said meme. Not a single person wants to hear what you guys have to say. Right. I'm going to put it up on the screen for everyone to see. And I'm thinking I'm getting some feedback, noise feedback. Every stream going forward has to have one of these for our viewers. So we ask Aslix, what should we use as a thumbnail? And he'll be like, don't worry guys, I've got this, I'll go and make something. And he'll come back with a masterpiece like the one you have in front of you guys.
I swear to God. I swear to God. There's one face that seduces me all the time, and you know who it is.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's masterpiece.
Yeah. I think you've done a
one of these
wonderful
days
job
I'm
of finding. Go on, MrBlack.
One of these days, I'm actually going to grow my beard out and see if I can just put a little bun, to put it to a bit of a bun for you.
Yeah,
as well.
do that. Yeah. And then paint it green.
Oh my God.
You should get like a good tan, and then paint your hair green, and then you look like a real sadie.
Both play.
To be fair, I live in Australia and I'm as white as I can get.
Yeah.
That tells a story of someone who has not seen the outdoors in a few years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Are
right,
we ready
let's
to-
move
are
on.
we ready for something else?
Yep. Bring it on.
Go for it.
I remember a few conversations ago, I have mentioned this to pretty much everyone I've had on the podcast so far. And the question goes as such. Who, if you could have a pick of anyone that would contact you after this conversation that we have to collab with, who would you want to contact you? And I know for a fact that I have not been reticent. I've contacted MrBlack. I've contacted Nala. She is here today in the chat, so her some love. I've contacted Golden Spirit. What have you guys done as far as collabs go in the last month? Does anyone want to pick this question up?
I
You can tell us
answer it
about what
very
you've done
short.
or in the future. Go on.
I'm Iron Man. I cannot have any collaborations. But
He's not allowed to have a collab.
Oh no!
However, though,
here's the rule.
There's a not in-game collaboration with all the people. It's just I'm repeating myself of course, but
You just got an ad.
the ad.
Imagine having ads
just
during
got
your
an ad.
stream that you cannot skip.
I didn't have an ad.
I can tell you guys about Twitch. Hold on. So, if I've run the math, I've run the analysis, I've actually created a document and put the pros and cons on both columns. But the pros so far outweigh the cons. Yes, there will be ads, but I've limited them to 3 minutes every hour. But also, simultaneously, you get access to stuff that can increase engagement, badges. You can do a lot more stuff with people that chat and communicate with you in your channel. So it opens doors to many more things than just the annoyance of 3 minutes of ads. But as I say, that's entirely up to everyone. It's a subjective.
I think you
reading.
should maybe try and look into how that you can control when the ad plays. Basically, you control them manually, because then you can play an ad when we have like a break or when there's or when we just finish when we finish a certain topic, then you play the 30-second ad. I think that would be better, and I don't know if there's a difference on your end, but I think
that's something I have to look into, because honestly guys, I'm so humbled. I'm new to this. I was not expected to be offered anything from Twitch, but here we are because so many people turn out to the lives and contribute and engage, and I've received the offer and accepted it. But yeah, so thank you everyone who is watching today. Appreciated, 10 times appreciated. Sorry. What were we talking about? Does anyone
Iron Man.
picking up the question of the collabs? Washington, yeah, he said he didn't do any because
yeah.
it's against the rules.
Yeah, so I'll keep it short. So the collaboration I'm having, it's not about the game itself. It's about the game, but it's not in game. It's more of a people that join the Iron Man challenge or similar to that. The discussion about the lower levels, the struggles, is
your mic,
is
man.
crazy.
Can you disconnect and reconnect your mic just because it's playing up for some reason? The quality of the image is fine, but the mic is playing up.
Wait, your mic as well. Then it's Discord, I think. It's Discord. Yeah, it's Discord.
Let's all leave rejoin then.
Yeah, let's rejoin the Discord call. People are spamming robots in the chat.
Oh, can you hear me properly now?
Yo.
Okay, how's the sound, chat?
Perfect.
I think it's fine.
How's the audio?
It's good.
I hear properly.
Yeah. Nice.
Perfect.
Thank you, Discord, for cooperating.
All right, so to finish it up for the third time.
Yeah.
So collaboration with all the other people is the chatting about his struggles at low levels, how they experience the game all over again. There are several people that joined in the Discord as well, in the Iron Man chat, that share their insight, they share their struggles and challenges and what they like, what they hate, how are they approaching this new gameplay. Not new gameplay, but reliving the gameplay once again. So the collaboration itself, that's what I can call it from my end this time. But yeah, in-game collaboration is not allowed, so I'm sorry, I cannot contribute to that.
Quick question just about that one point. I understand what you're saying because it's well within the rules. However, aren't you able to suspend what you're doing and then sort of log on different characters and make a video with Golden Spirit, for example, or with Eslix, or maybe well within your Iron Man? Can't you and Eslix 4 and 4 make a team of 8 and then fight a dungeon in a similar level? Or are there not any parameters that you've allowed yourself to break away just momentarily to make some sort of collab?
From my perspective, from my side, I cannot allow myself for anybody else to join. There was one time I got a little bit of help of one character in my Iron Man journey. It was against Kenya bandits.
Yeah,
it was a pretty idiotic fight, and of course I'm a little bit disappointed I had to use it, but I make my own rules. I'll try to keep as much as I can on track. I haven't done anything similar at any other time, so that was the only time I got one person to help me with Kenya bandits, because it was ridiculous at my level. So yeah, I don't know about the later levels, about later quest fights. I know there's a terrifying fight is gonna come up soon for me, is a Erzal alignment and Erzal fight. I think it's 99 or is 100? I don't remember.
100, I think. It's the one that...
Last one.
The last one, yeah.
So I know it's still a way to go, but that's the only right now on my mind that I'm still questioning myself, because actually now that I think of, since a lot of sidekicks changed, maybe I can find a pretty good compositions to manipulate the sidekicks. Maybe, hopefully. because there were plenty good news out. So
I think I have an idea as well how you can do collabs with people without breaking your Iron Man rule.
Mhm.
But ideally, the other person has to be about around the same level, because let's just say Hazel. I think he's about 170. I think. So
Yeah,
let's say
170. Yeah.
let's say you're both 170 with your team. You could maybe like do a collab where you are going to do a hard dungeon, and the first one to beat it gets a prize or something like that. You're gonna like battle out Iron Man versus Iron Man. I think that would be interesting, but you'd have to be on the same level.
that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, big brain, Eslex.
I content creator,
Actually,
man.
yeah.
Content creator.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I
I
have
would
to
love.
sort out all the. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I
sorry.
would love to do that as well, but the problem is, I just thought that by the time I'm there, then we're probably like a year later, and you are probably level 200.
Oh, but there are like plenty of people. There's Leo and
Yeah, true.
Inescapable.
But-
Inescapable and
But I mean
also
for you,
Rim joined.
yeah, but I mean for you, because you're going to 170 soon, and
Yeah, well, yeah. Keep in mind, you might get going faster. I took over around 2 years to get up until this point, but keep
True.
in mind, I spent a lot of time of grinding professions, and you're skipping those ones.
yeah, that's
So
true.
you
That's
might
true.
catch up with me. So
It also depends on how quickly I'm going to progress through the quests, of course. And
yeah, these ones are okay, but let me tell you this: once you get to Kwakwa dungeon at level 50, you'll see what's happening with Iron Man. Trust me, the 75% resistances at those levels are crazy.
well, just
Yeah,
play
he
push,
sums up.
pushback damage.
Yeah.
Aslix's
pushback
room
damage.
turns red.
Yeah, my room. Yeah.
No. When you get into the dungeon, that was
Oh.
a supplement to what Washington was saying.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, so while we're still on the very topic of collabs, I'd like to ask someone formally here today with us to actually be on stream with me sometime next week, whenever convenient, to do Kimbo. Who am I talking about?
Manaya.
No. It's the one and only Washington. Would I be able to join your team with my level 200 crew? I could be a bit passive if you want, but I want you to go through the dungeon, explain how it works, and just tell us, the viewers, like sort of making a guide of how it works, because I know you're so good at it.
Oh no, you no. I mean, yes, of course we can try this, but you're complimenting me too much. I'm not as far as good. I might got lucky a lot, and yeah, I've done dungeon several times, but I cannot call myself professional. However, though, I would be more than happy to do that with you and do some content, to do some guides, and maybe give some tips on how to do it solo for every class.
Exactly like we've done with MrBlack. It will start with Kimbo, and we will do 3 or 4 dungeons, and it'll be 5 a.m. and then we'll say goodbye. Thank you very much for the content. We love you so much.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Fabulous. Then I might message you sometime this week to tell you more about it. MrBlack, I'm
Absolutely.
conscious you haven't had much input. Did you think about collabs? Anything more you'd like to do? Because I know we've touched upon the 3 dungeons that are so dear and favorite to you. Did we do everything that we can do together, or is there more that we can do?
There is a lot more that we could do. So obviously
I'm
we've
all
done
ears.
King, we've done Queen, we've done Belladonna. Especially after my fight the other day, a Cabal one, I think would be good fun.
Cabal.
Eternal conflict.
Cabal.
8 loot.
We've done that
Yeah.
before, haven't we? We've done Zombie
Yeah.
on stream. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we
Thank-
could definitely go through both of them. One after
Thank
the
you
other.
very much, Gluto, for the sub. Sorry to interrupt.
So yeah, I reckon. So yeah, Cabal conflict, we could definitely do. What other dungeons could we do? Have you got any ideas?
Proto?
See, I'm not.
We've
not
started
too
that
good at
one
it.
some year ago. 1 year ago we started it, and we're still at the first room. So maybe have a think. I'll have a think from my end as well. But Cabal is definitely up there. And judging by our experience so far, me and you, Mr. Black, we will do Cabal. We will finish it, and then one of us will have a silly idea that will lead to another 3 hours of dungeons after that.
Definitely. It's
That's
not going to be
brilliant.
Proto though. That dungeon's horrible.
Yeah.
Especially
You can do
Outstanding.
this. You can do this, bro. Come on, Mr. Black. Just do Proto for the content for the viewers.
So last time I went, I was going to do an 8-man Proto run, and all of a sudden, when I was in room 3, the game crashed. It was down for 12 hours, and they said, "Oh yeah, we're doing a rollback." So
Oh,
I
no.
lost those 3 rooms.
Oh,
And
I would lose it. I would honestly get physically like, my wife would be like, "What's happening to you?" I'd be like, "Don't roll back." Our word.
so it was the day I got my black spotted because
I remember that.
so I got my black spotted. I started this proto run, then the game just disappeared, and I had to
Oh, no.
redo the tactical fight again.
oh,
And it's a pain in the ass tactical fight.
yeah.
Just for context, I think Mr. Black was doing it for about 3 hours, and I would jump in whenever I could, watch him, and he'll be frustrated, still trying to work it out. And after a long period of time, he's got it. And what does he get rewarded with? A rollback.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's hard not to feel and take that personal, but I understand the frustration there.
About a rollback, I think one time I saw someone who opened chests and he got a Jahash, and then the rollback happened, and then he had to open them again, and he did not get a Jahash.
I would be contacting server like my life depended on
Yeah.
it. I'll call work the next day. I'm not coming. Don't ask why. Someone owes me something. I need to get it back. Wow. That's brutal, yeah.
It's okay. Look, we get some compensation candies. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing compensation candies can't heal.
Yeah, some prospecting to help.
Yeah, they've been getting away with it for 2 decades, so why not carry on?
Actually, yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of pain in the chat from what you've just mentioned now. So let's not turn this into a therapy session about prospection candy. Right. Shall we move on to the next theme? Ooh, what is that, S-Leaks?
Actually, it's nothing special, but I got this from like over a year ago and still not empty. So that's
What
how
is it?
It's a gold dry rosé.
Oh, it's
So
a rosé, right?
Yeah,
You're
but
having
it's
some
like a
wine.
special thing from a company that makes supplements for, and it has almost no calories in it.
Yo, protein rosé, let's go!
Protein rosé.
That's something that would get me in the gym. Thank you very much for that
Sponsor.
recommendation.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by any of the
No.
alcohol companies that you've seen today.
But the fact that I have this over a year and still not empty says how little I drink alcohol.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Unlike Single-Malt, he drinks every single night.
Yes. Yeah, they say when in Rome, do as the Romans. And I'm in
Yeah.
the UK, so I'm doing as the Brits.
Guinness beer.
That's Irish. No, hold on now. This is getting personal.
ooh, okay. I'm sorry, my bad. That's the only thing I experienced actually. It's either Smirnoff vodka.
Protein
back
rosé.
when I was in
No,
university.
there's no protein in
or
it.
was it Guinness beer? That's the only thing in university they served. So.
Fair enough. Yeah. Do we want to do something a bit more light-hearted and fun, or should I ask you a heavy question that will require thought? Which one would you more fancy? Which direction should we take? Let's hear from Washington. What do you think?
Go crazy with everything. I'm prepared. I'm ready, and I'm good to go.
That's a non-answer. Mr. Black, something fun, light-hearted, or something heavy for the next segment?
Let's go light-hearted for this one.
Very well, very well.
It's a bit based because Mr. Black is almost asleep, so I don't think he can handle these questions
Very
anytime
well.
now.
One thing I have realized, speaking to a wide variety of people so far doing this podcast thing, is I realized pretty much all of us have memories that only us hold on to that have to do with the game. Maybe they're old, maybe we're not sure of them anymore, but what can you tell me about some of the fondest memories that you have growing up and playing the game? Early days, something that you might think of as I'm asking the question, maybe? I'm getting Eslix is getting a reaction, maybe he has something for us.
I do actually, yeah.
Go on, let's go.
So, right, we all know how we started the game grinding chafers at the bottom right of Incarnate, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
true.
most of you know, like, spell variant changes that, like, you had to level spells with spell scrolls, right? And every spell, is the audio gone or?
No.
Alright.
We're just captivated. We're all
Yeah,
around
okay.
the fire
So-
listening to Grandpa
alright,
Eslix
so,
tell the story.
Every spell was level, you had to level it from 1 to 5, and then after level 100 you can get it to level 6, right? But the way spells worked was their stats would change when you level it up. So for example, pressure from an IOP would be 4 AP, and then when you reach level 11 you could get it to level 5 and it would be 3 AP and you would be a lot stronger, which was pretty much the same for all classes, right? So a level 11 was actually pretty interesting because you could get the first spell to level 5. So leveling in Incarnum with the chafers, from 1 to 11, I know from back in the days it took about 2 to 3 hours probably, and now you can probably do it in like 10 minutes. But what I remember, because I think, let's say about 16 years ago, I think 1.29, I was about 9, maybe 10 years old. I had my own PC with the big back thing at the back, you know, not a flat screen. And what I was doing, because I was here comes the story, right? So I was making like new characters. So I was like so addicted to this game, and the people from my class would always be 10 steps ahead, right? They would already be level 20 in a gobble set, and I was like, I want a new character.
Let's go.
So one time in my life, I think I was like 9 or 10, I would actually had my alarm set at 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. I would start up my PC. I would play Dofus for about 2 or 3 hours to like maybe 4 a.m. in the morning to get to level 11, right? Then go back to sleep and then wake up like 2 hours later to get to school.
Oh my god, that's such a
Wow.
grind.
That is dedication.
Yeah.
Wow. So we've got the alarm at 1 a.m. Holy smokes,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And then
That is a
God.
core memory, that.
actually, yeah, there are some memories from back in the days that you just don't forget. Like my entire class was playing Dofus at one time. I think we had like half of the class that played Dofus, even the girls did, and it was so much fun.
I'm always
Good
stumped at the
times.
fact that anyone outside of France played it, and now you're telling me your entire class played it.
Yeah.
And that,
Oh, yes.
that was in
That
the
was
Netherlands.
No, yeah, that was back in 2007 when Ankama actually played ads on TV. So there were Ankama ads of Dofus, and you
yeah.
had like these magazines with codes in it, and like they were actually advertising a lot outside of France back then. And one guy from my class, his little brother was going to a friend of his who somehow played Dofus, and he started playing it, then his brother started playing it, and he started telling the guys of my class, and we all started playing it, and then soon before the end of the first year the entire class was playing Dofus. Only
Yep.
3, maybe 4 of us were actually playing Dofus many years later, and sometimes I still see one of them log into the game, checking out a little bit, and then quickly goes off, and I'm like, I saw you there.
Yeah. Wow, I think I've underestimated how popular this story would be. Apparently, everyone in the chat is relating. This is how everyone learned about Dofus, from the class. Someone
Yeah.
that played it or watched an
Yeah,
ad,
like,
and then just passed on the virus to them. And
Yeah, Desync mentioned RuneScape. A lot of people were playing RuneScape back then, which was
Really?
pretty similar to maybe like Dofus. I don't know. Like I've never played RuneScape. I'm probably one of the few people who've never played it. But
Same.
everyone went from RuneScape to like Dofus back then.
Mhm. Amazing.
Really
I
nice.
mean, we could do 2 hours just on Aslix's story by how popular he has proven in the show.
Yeah.
But let's not do that because we have other guests that we need to hear from today. Mr. Black Washington, any one of you has a pressing story that is burning?
I do
Anyone?
have one.
Oh, okay,
But,
let's go, Washington.
but if Mr. Black wants to go first, absolutely.
Sure.
No, please go for it, mate.
All right. I have an embarrassing one, actually.
Let's go. That's my favorite type.
It's very embarrassing.
Okay.
It was very, very long time ago. At the same pretty much time as Eslix was grinding chappers at Inkernam, I was doing the same. However, though, I had some couple people from my country I met on the game, and we were like talking on Skype, and we became a little bit of a friends back in the day when I was like 10 or 11 or something like that, and we were grinding chappers in Inkernam, and one time we didn't make it and we died, and at that time I was level 19 or 20 and I turned into a ghost. And it was my first time turning into a ghost in Dofus, and I didn't know how to get the Phoenix. I didn't know what the Phoenix was, and so I was asking that friend. I said, "Hey, dude, how am I supposed to get back to the game? I'm ghost. What am I supposed to do?" And what he did, he said, "Give me your logins. I will make you not ghost anymore." So what I did, I gave him my details.
No!
And I couldn't log into the game no more.
No!
And he blocked me on Skype on everything. That's it.
Wow.
Oh my god, it was crazy when I think about it right now. But I was like 10 or 9, I don't know, but around that age, and I barely could speak English, of course, and I was like, holy crap, I got the hack. Of course, it was level 20 in Inkernam. It's nothing real funny, but that left a dent in me, I'm telling you.
That's a formative experience if I've ever heard one. And I thank you very much for telling us that story. Because in all honesty, I think that is also a theme that might surge up, and everybody would ask about a story of being hacked or knowing someone who got hacked might lead to hours and hours of people telling stories, but we're not going to do that today. Mr. Black.
So you might have just seen, Malt, that I've just sent a random picture into Discord.
Oh? Do you want that showing on everyone's chat? Oh, I remember it. Hold on, let me put that up. Go on, you tell the story while I fix.
Okay, so don't show it just yet, but I just want to ask the chat, how many people here were from Sheikah?
I'm not, actually.
I was Rosal boy.
Rosal, then Rushu.
Yeah. Okay, so they did there was a bit of a comic event happening in London. It wasn't Comic-Con, it was something else. And a load of people from Sheikah decided to meet up at this event and essentially just have more than a few beers, I'll say.
More than.
I thought more than a few beers. And so I'm just going to bring the photo up now. If you would like to do the same.
Yeah, I will put it up. And you give us some context because it makes no sense if you don't know what's happening here. Let's try and find Mr. Black first of all for everyone on my screen.
At the back on the left.
And,
what did you spy?
Loading it.
Oh, the haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just loading it up on my screen for everyone as well. Hang on. So I'm having a little bit of trouble.
Are you telling me everyone in this photo played Dofus?
So you'd be surprised how many people actually showed up for this event. It was quite fantastic, to be honest.
Is this all Rosal players or what is it called again?
Sheikah.
Okay,
right?
So I'm just putting it up on my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, so on here, it was a lot of main players from Sheikah. So try to think. So obviously you can see where I am. There was X-Ray, if anyone can remember him. There was Iku. Who was the moderator back in the day? What's her name?
Ismar. No?
Isma. She's in that photo.
Oh,
Wow.
then
So
you've
we're
got-
putting faces to lots of old names.
There's Iku, Four Seasons, Anania. Yeah, there was absolutely loads of us there. Apex was there. And I will actually tell a little funny story about Apex. So, Apex and hey, Bootstrap. So, me and Apex and one of the guys decided to rent just like a travel lodge for a stay while we were all meeting up. So we get there, we unpack our stuff, we go to this meetup, find ourselves in a bar, and start having a few drinks, drinking. On our way home, we get a taxi. Apex from then on is known as iPukes.
Mhm.
So he ended up making a bit of a mess in the taxi.
Oh.
Ended up having to pay for it, and we got kicked out of the taxi in the middle of London, and we didn't have a clue where we were. We were all absolutely steaming. But yeah, so from then
This
on,
was before
he was
GPS and
called IQ.
smartphones.
It would have been not far off it, yeah.
Wow, that is a story. I'm surprised a lot of people in the chat recognize the characters you've mentioned now, the actual people.
Yeah. And I encourage, if there is any kind of meetups wherever you guys are, go to them. They're great fun. Even some of Twitch has meetups all over the world. So I went to one a couple of weeks ago myself. Like, get out there, go meet people. So not even TwitchCon, it's like Twitch community. So there'll almost be not a Twitch rep or someone designated to look after meetups in certain areas, and they'll be given merch and all these other things.
I'm thinking we should start an event, Mr. Black.
Oh, well, there's already one in my city, and I'm a little bit far away to just fly over for one event.
I might as well just book a holiday then.
But that brings me to a question, not a question, more like a statement. You already had a meetup, right? A Single-Malt and MrBlack.
Yes.
How did that go? Can you more tell us more about that?
Well, to be honest, I was completely worried about losing my kidneys, but it turns out Mr. Black is a decent fella. I don't know whether it was because I brought him gifts, the first Single-Malt award, or whether because I was just nice and he was also nice. But we've had a good conversation. We met one of...
You've got an ad.
Ah, shit, okay. That is such a terrific question, Washington, in the order of the...
I think my phone's just died, but I'm just recharging it. I think I've got a photo I can send you if you want, Malt.
It's on Discord.
It's on Discord already?
Somewhere,
Yeah, somebody sent it, I think.
Yeah, Ed is done.
Well, for me, I've still got 30 seconds on your ad.
So it's not the same for everyone then, right? The ads.
No.
I didn't even get any ads.
Yeah, so, okay.
At all.
So perhaps no need to stop then next time they come around.
Maybe not.
If they're not in sync. Go.
It's not for everyone then,
Yeah.
So we did meet up. It is always a challenge going from that virtual kind of relationship to an actual physical one because you just never know.
Yeah.
But I'm very much thankful. Ever since then, I feel comfortable calling Mr. Black at any time of the day, talk to him about everything outside of Dofus. It's just a blast. I think it's one way to make friendships is to actually meetup, as Mr. Black said. So if there are any meetups coming up, any organized events, they're a fantastic way of making lifelong friendships.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely.
It wasn't only online friendship. It turned out as a real friendship, which is brilliant. I think that you can actually meet people online from the things that you love to do. You have something in common, and you can talk about, share your experience, and even like meet up, which brings us to definition of real friendship. So
Isn't that
That's-
just an excellent point, Washington? How many people do you know in your life? And I'm asking everyone, not just our guests today here. How many people in your real life can you walk to and talk about a crocodile and not be laughed at?
none.
It's like a secret. It's a big part of our
Even in
identity
game,
where we spend time. After the nerf,
even
yeah.
in game, how many people can you talk to? I won't. I don't want to talk to anyone about a crocodile in game.
That was more of a point about the game being a big piece of our identity. We spend a lot of time playing it. Obviously, we, with varying degrees, have lots of knowledge about the game, its history, its development, the servers, and all of that. But there's no one you can share that with. So perhaps you're on the money, Mr. Black. If there are any events, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready for a next theme kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Let's get it.
I've been asked this question a handful of times. I don't know about you guys. You're all content creators right here, prolific in your own rights. Washington, you make a type of game that has been so influential that so many people are flocking to you like it's a new religion. Mr. Black, you're doing the Mega Dungeons 8 team. People are watching what you do with great attention. Eslix, you hit everything, so people want to see what it looks like to have done and finished the game. What can you tell people that are watching today about how to get into content creation? Some of the things that you've learned by making mistakes, by not knowing how to do them. What are some of the things that you can tell us about your journey of making content? In a sense that if you were to start again, what would you want to know? So what are you telling people about your experience in summary? I'm not seeing everybody, the cogs are turning. Everyone is thinking. Mr. Black,
I
let's
think for
go.
me, I think for me, it's not. You have to make this kind of content, play the game, have fun, and share that with people. That is content creation. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm going to tell people how to do this." If you want to do that and that's what you enjoy, go for it. But record yourself playing the game and have fun with it.
Excellent. That's amazing. So do what you love and share it with others in a way that you see fit.
Yeah.
Fab.
Definitely.
Washington, you were going to say something earlier, so we know you have something to tell us.
I will always have something to say.
Let's go.
But I can only second Mr. Black. Yeah, it might sound cliche, but doing if you like it is, I think, most important thing, because then you don't feel any pressure. You're actually doing it for yourself, and if other people enjoy watching you, enjoying the content you do and stuff like that, is more than amazing. I started just because I wanted to introduce the Ironman challenge to some people. I didn't know, maybe I'm not a big content creator as Eslix. Several people watch me, but I love it. I love that I get some attention. I love the people I meet in the way, and the support is mutual. Somebody asks me a question, I want to give them answer. I want to guide them, and if I inspire people, it's amazing feeling. It's not even trying to brag or something. It's actually amazing. Like if somebody genuinely wants to follow or actually do what I do, like some specific things, I'm more than happy to help. I'll guide the person if the person wants me to. I'll do everything for the person to enjoy the game or enjoy what they do. And as it goes for the content creation, if somebody wants it but hesitates it, or shy or embarrassed or something, don't be. It's there's nothing you can lose. Do it for yourself, and obviously there are a lot of brilliant people in the community that will support. And I bet my paycheck that somebody will find you interesting and will follow you without hesitation. So go crazy.
Especially, I'm gonna qualify that. After every conversation I've had with the content creator, without fail, they all mention Washington. I was talking to Golden Spirit and he said, I vibed with Washington. And then I realized that on the back of that interview, a lot of people share that experience. So it helps to be a lovable, fantastic chap with brilliant ideas. I just want to qualify that because I've been trying that and it's not much success. So
I appreciate that.
Extra
Thank you.
points for you. Ashlix, do you have something for us today?
Yeah, pretty similar, I guess. So I got into the content creation because of Benjamin, right? Benjamite.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably the only English like PVM content creator because he had Defy and the Epiphany that they were doing like PvP stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like doing endgame PVM stuff, and every time I was looking for a guide or a video, it was all in French, right? Nothing English. And I remember back in the days we had Feldin making PVM tutorials of Freakers 3, and I was watching those videos and they were helpful. And then it just hit me like, we don't have that anymore. That was like 2 years ago, right? We don't have anyone that makes endgame PVM tutorials, like how you need to do a dungeon, how to do a quest fight. And Benjamin was only doing a low-level PVM stuff for like new players, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it and make content. And I didn't want to do it for the money. I was just gonna like use my 16 years of experience to share with everyone. And with the Discord channels, it made it a lot easier, of course, to build like a community.
I really hope Unity brings a lot of people into the game because you three are so well positioned with your experience of the game, with the everything that's behind you, everything that you've done, all the content you've created, all the aspects of the game that you've interacted with in great detail and depth. You have a lot to offer if Unity decides to be a hit. If it turns out to be a mega success, I have no fear that you might retire shortly. Yeah. We have a question in the chat. Do you guys feel comfortable telling us about the process for creating a piece of content? Because obviously all we see is MrBlack, Slix, Washington has uploaded a new video, a title, a thumbnail, and some minutes inside. But how do you get to that point? Do you have a process? Are you actively looking for something? What's your process? How do you get there?
Well, at the start of
I don't.
you wanna
Go
go?
for it, mate.
Yeah, okay. So at the start of 2023, I did have a list for myself with all the content that I was gonna make because I just got 1,000 subs, right? So I was planning on making like good content, bam, at the start of the year, right? So I had the how to play Dofus in 2023, how to make kamas in 23, and all those type of videos, the tier list videos, and so that was pretty much
success.
like a list for probably the first 6 months. And after that, I was just like random stuff. So if I was doing, for example, the Black Spotted quest I did, I think maybe it was even before that. I don't even remember, but I was doing that. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a tutorial out of this, right? And pretty much the same with it. If I was gonna do like a hard achievement, I was gonna record it, make a video out of it. But not I don't plan these types of videos anymore.
Okay.
Except for the Iron Man videos, though. I have like files ready with recorded stuff that I have planned. But yeah, other than that, nothing.
Nice. Any MrBlack, you were going to say something. What's your process?
Yeah. So honestly, I don't really have one.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, no, not really. So I don't really set myself any kind of timelines or anything like that. If I feel like doing something, I will record it and upload it. If I've happened to notice that there might be a video that's I can't find, then I will upload it. Like for a good while there wasn't an Archbishop guide. So I I couldn't find an English Archbishop guide, so I made one. Same with what was the God of War Transcendence quest, the final Pandala one that you can only do once every week or every day. That
I don't remember
fight.
that.
And it's like Panidorama or something like that.
Oh, but yeah, Pandidurama, something like
Yeah.
that. Pandidharma.
There was there wasn't a guide for that thing either. So just going through it and playing the game and coming across these things where I can't find a guide for myself, I will then make one. If I set myself a personal challenge like the Cabal 8 loop, which I'm gonna try my best to upload either today or tomorrow, then I will record it. But there's no kind of strict schedule or anything like that for me.
Fabulous. That's impressive. Not many people knew that myself, so we're learning something new. For SLix, it started off as scheduled, a list of ideas, and then slowly morphed into spontaneous. Let's see what we've got.
Yeah.
For MrBlack, it's a combination of what do I find challenging and what is not available there. So it's that intersection of what he finds interesting and challenging and what is lacking turns into a video that you guys can see. Washington, what's your process?
My process is still underway, actually. I haven't found the ideal way of producing content yet. I have files that I could edit. Well, usually I just want to show like that at lower level I can do higher level dungeons. That's the main thing. That it could be challenging. Maybe I'll show people they can do it. Maybe there's auto win strategy I found or something, you know.
Yeah.
But there is still a lot of debate for myself of how to produce those and what's the best. What could be the best outcome of the video? Should I do a guided tutorial step by step with pauses, with graphs, with explanations, with definitions and everything, or should I just leave the video as mentioning very, very big, one of the greatest PVMers, Volkasaurus? He doesn't do like super headlines or super thumbnails. He just goes speeds up a video. That's it. That's all he needs to do, and the view count is incredible, of course. So I don't think I can top that, but I don't want to really just leave video sped up without nothing. As in my previous videos, I included more information about, let's say, what monsters should you pay attention to, or how the boss works, or what's important in that, what sets, what resistances, and
theory crafting.
Range. Yeah, exactly. So, but it's as I mentioned, it's still underway. So, I'm still trying to find the perfect scheme of how to run the, video and edit it properly. So.
That in itself is an answer. Thank you very much for that.
I think
It's a work in progress,
your Canegrula video is pretty nicely edited, man. Like starting out with like a quick explanation and then just put the video in maybe like ×2 speed with the music is, I think, one of the best ways.
Can you scroll down to the comments?
Under the Canegrula video.
Yes. I think I left a comment that I'd like to make public right now.
Yeah, setting proper standards for Dofus tutorials. Yeah. So
that was one of the few times I've watched the tutorial and gotten everything I needed to close the video and then go and do a dungeon immediately after that.
So what
is literally the golden standard.
So I need to talk. Yeah, then go ahead.
Let's say I was saying if you get a video following that standard right there of that Canegrula video, that's all you really need.
Yeah, so I need to have a talk with Washington. He needs to teach me how to put these images in the screen, because that's one of the few things that I have like. My videos are pretty simply edited, right? Like I put more time into like the information that I get that I put in the video than the actual editing. But like like he had his characters in the video and like all the text stuff, and like I know how to put text in the video, but not like the images. So which was also probably not possible with the program that I was using. But now I'm using a different program, so I think it's possible with the one I'm using now. So,
yeah. I don't want to spoil, but this is something that I will talk about towards the end. And if I do forget, please remind me, chat, or any one of you three. I'm thinking of a resource. I've already laid down the foundation for it, but I'm thinking of a resource that everyone can go and watch or partake in. Do you know, just like Eco PVM, where you want to know how a dungeon works and you go to the boss section and then you see how that dungeon works? I want to do something like that for content creation, because I was asked the question many times about how do I put memes without backgrounds in my videos?
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's become so mechanical that it's a shortcut with 3 clicks and then I drag, put, remove the green screen. But it is something that enhances the experience of video making.
I have no idea.
I can put that available out to all of you guys, so you can use that if you want for Dofus videos or anything else, then that's a big W. It's a big win. So I've thought of something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure whether I should do it in a Discord format or a shared Google Doc, so everyone can add their stuff onto it as well.
Yeah.
But it is in progress, and I already have a list of things that I want you guys to be able to do. And Eslix, for the love of God, start using DaVinci Resolve. It's free. And it's powerful. It's one of the most powerful tools out there. Literally, the paid version for $250
All right.
only includes some plugins and other things that you will never need if you're making videos on your own.
All right, so my goal for 2023 is like I know I'm gonna do the Iron Man content, right? But I want to have those videos with better edited quality. So I have the footage ready, right? But so I have like 2 weeks left before that content goes on the channel. So I have 2 weeks left to learn to edit properly.
Yeah.
I know I already just learned how to do transitions.
Check the comments. Desync TV. I know he makes videos as well for some of his shooter games while playing Dofus as well. But the transitions that you were talking about, you literally pick them, drag them, and put them on the video. Literally as easy as that.
Yeah, but I could not do it with the other.
So simple.
Yeah, I couldn't do it with the previous program that I used. So for everyone who's in the chat right now, right? I was literally for the past 2 years using Windows Video Editor. Right?
That's incredible.
Yeah, so yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, next time we have the 4 horsemen gather again for the next conversation, Eslix will have made some videos using DaVinci Resolve, we hope.
Yeah.
Or we will start poking fun at him, right?
I will have a look at it. If I have time, probably I'll have a look at it tomorrow. Yeah.
Deal. And as ever, if you need anything, just hit me up. I'm on Discord, and I don't have your chat on mute. Well, most other chats are. Right. Did we give everyone equal time? Did everyone speak and say what they had to say about that before we move on to the next topic?
But it's not no. We can pull a noobs, have no clue how about to obtain it.
What is this awkward silence about? What am I missing? There's something happening in some chat.
Nah, nothing. Just thinking.
What's going on?
I'm just reading MrBlack's comment in your chat.
The 4 horsemen do the 4 horsemen.
and I was thinking, oh god, my 160 level Zilor.
Yeah.
Can you explain what pet it is, man? I might be able to help you, but I don't know what you're asking.
Despite all of us collaborating on it.
Did he just say 4 horsemen dungeon? No, that's never gonna happen, bro. Actually, no.
We could work it out, I'm sure, if we tried hard enough.
Look. I got leeched by Volcasaurus for that, and I promised myself to never going back to that dungeon again.
No, that's not the attitude. That is not it.
One of the top on my list for videos I want on my page.
Yeah.
It fits the formula you've given us earlier. Things that you find interesting, that are challenging, and there's a lack of videos out there. So it's the perfect storm altogether for that one video. Yeah, thanks for telling us, giving us a sneak peek about your top video of the year, if it does come out this year. The next question I have, or rather the next topic, if you guys are all ready, is a close one to my heart. and you noticed and realized that I don't speak much on Discord, only when necessary or not more than necessary. But recently I've made a post on the general Discord about one of the people I watch make content, a French streamer and content creator deciding to quit. And that, for me, it moved me in a certain way, and I felt compelled to share that with you guys to get your opinions. So I suppose the topic I want you guys all to... Yes, that's it. Desync really got it. It's Pablitos who decided to leave for greener pastures. I'm curious about all three of you. When you see someone leave the game they've played for years, and you know they'll never quit, as Eslix has made clear multiple times, what comes to your mind when it comes to the general state of the game? When someone like Pablitos, 2,000 on YouTube, 4,500 to 6,000 on Twitch, streams regularly and does it for a living, decides to quit. What comes to your mind? What do you feel? Can you tell us anything about that? Anyone has any strong feelings they'd like to start with?
Yeah, it's always a bit sad, really, when a streamer or a YouTuber or even a friend you've played with for years quits. You kind of do always hope, like, well, it's Dofus, you're going to come back. But yeah, there are many players I've played with over the years that it'd be great to see them log on again.
Yeah. So it only evokes sadness. Perhaps Washington or Eslix, you might have another, maybe sort of bigger analysis about the state of the game, or what comes to your mind when you hear something like that in general, to begin with?
I don't like. Of course, this one is like a French person. I have no idea who it is. I've never watched his content, but like I'm looking back at people like Defy, Benjamite, who quit, of course, right? But most of the time, these people quit because of real life stuff, but not because of the state of the game. Or they maybe like a different game comes out that's popular and you want to play that for a while and you quit Dofus, and then but everyone always come back to Dofus. Like, I don't see how the state of the game can make you quit. Like, obviously there's sometimes changes that you don't agree with, and I think from what I've heard, his opinion was about PvP and that the fact that only 3 classes are at the top of the tier list, which I understand is frustrated. But
if you are a PvP player,
exactly. But
that's big.
Like, then sure, go ahead, play another game. But this is Dofus. It is how it is. The game has been out for 20 years. You know that if there's something wrong with balancing, it will take time for Ankama to fix it. They don't fix that in, like, for example, if you look at the game like Fortnite, if something is unbalanced, it gets fixed in 24 hours. Ankama is not like that, and we know that for 20 years. So I don't see how you can then like put so much hate. I don't know if I didn't watch the video, but I think he did make a lot of complaints about and he has all the right to do that, of course. Like, it's his opinion, but like it is what it is. This is Dofus. This is the game. You either like it or you don't like it. And like Washington said, like he doesn't want the Foggernaut and the Sadi to change this year. But if it's gonna be changed, then it is what it is. You have to deal with it. And for example, I'm a huge Feka fan, and Feka's gonna get a revamp. If that revamp is bad, then sure, I'm gonna complain maybe like in one video, but I'm not gonna quit the game. Like, there's more to the game, right? So paid act. I'm not a paid act. No, but this is my opinion, right? So, for example, last year, this is a good example. Like, I've been maining a Panda for over 2 years now. Last year, they revamped the Panda. I did not like the changes at first at all, right? I'm loving the Panda right now. So, you know,
you learn to appreciate them and live with them. Yeah. Washington, perhaps you have something else to add, and I know that you have feelings about when things happen in general in the game, because you care about the game, obviously. Should we come back to you in a second?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna quickly say it. So yeah, the relationships you made along the way, the friendships, you see, just sometimes grow apart, and it's not in terms of friendship, but in terms of balancing real life and online gaming. Because I've been in one guild back in Rosal from 2010 2011, 2012, from those days, you know. And I've made some good friends online, of course, but nothing happened with the game. We just, you know, grew apart, and all the people I knew just went on with their real life, just not even gaming no more. So it's, of course, it's sad, but it's life, you know. You can't expect everybody to play the game or, you know, do what you do and keep it forever. Everybody has their own activities, hobbies, and life.
So what I'm gathering is you don't get any sort of visceral fears about the state of the game. Like that's a canary in the coal mine, like the first domino that will sort of ruin everything. You don't see it like that when a big thing happens like this.
As long as they do not change the model of the game, which they assured us they won't, the 2D tactical game, which it is right now, if they won't change it, that's completely fine. Dofus is a unique game that doesn't have a real alternatives. We can say that. That's what drives, and if that doesn't change, I think the game is good.
I'm just going to repeat the question because I've accidentally kept my mic on mute. What I asked Washington is, as far as you're concerned, what I'm getting from his answer is that there is an event that is big in the world. Someone decides to quit. I was asking whether you see that as a stepping stone to more people leaving the game and it lead into something bigger, or is it just an isolated event and life goes on? But from his answer, as you've all heard, it seems to be more on the side of life goes on. That person has made an individual choice that does not reflect anything about the larger picture, bigger picture. Did I capture that correctly, Washington?
Yeah, that's pretty much correct. Well, with Unity, of course, upcoming changes, we will see how it goes. But as of today, I'm pretty happy as long as they add new content, new things to do for me. So I'm good. I'm pretty happy with the game itself, and I hope people, the remaining ones, should be happy because it could be worse.
Amazing. So yeah, I think you've still got plenty of way to go before you reach that level where you're like, give me something new, because you've reached 160, you're doing dungeons 180, and there's a plethora of level 200 dungeons that will give you a lot of challenge. I can tell you that for a fact from having done them myself. Yeah, I sort of reached my natural limit. I'm conscious that MrBlack needs to get some rest because it's 5 a.m. there, I think. And I want
4:30.
Right, it's not any better, unfortunately. I'm sort of wanting to tail it off, if that's all right with everyone. I will carry on doing something else after this. The stream will continue. But I'd like to invite everyone in all chats, as far as I'm concerned, every chat that is hearing my voice right now. Put your questions down for your favorite content creator. Any idea that you have, any question that you have. I will go back a few lines, I'll scroll up, there were a couple of questions I will be posing now. But in the meantime, please use the time to put any question you have. There's nothing silly, there's nothing off limits. Just put your questions down and we will do that as a last segment with our content creators before we move on to something else. And I'll start with one of the early questions that was asked. I'm sure we've discussed this before. It's a question from Gluto. Thank you very much for the sub earlier. I didn't want to interrupt MrBlack when he subbed. So the question is as such: why do you think the Dofus community sticks with PVM instead of the more universally used PVE? Does anyone want to pick up this question? It's a general one.
Go again, please.
Every community pretty much in gaming uses the conventional naming PVE. So player versus what is it? Versus
environment.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much for the save. Whereas Dofus uses player versus monster. Do we have any idea about how this has culturally become a thing?
It's very simple. You're fighting monsters.
So you don't see any surprise there.
Nonchalant.
Next question. All right.
It's simple.
You're fighting monsters.
I don't understand.
I were fishing for something deep, like an analysis of why is it that Dofus is culturally different from the rest of the games.
I honestly don't know. I've never played that many other MMO RPG games, whatever. Like RuneScape, or I don't know what other games use PvE.
Еще самого мобильного интернета.
But yeah, for me, it's always been PVM, and I've never used PvE.
Sorry, mute mic, please, Wash. Yeah, so for you,
I'm
it's
sorry,
a
I'm
total
sorry, yes.
surprise that PvE even exists.
Yeah, I've never understood I just now learned that it's environment, and I've always thought it was like enemies, but enemies.
Oh, that's the one I was looking for.
Yeah, but enemies can be players as well, so that's why I use PVM, because it's clear that it's monsters.
Nice. MrBlack, do you have any idea, any analysis, any?
Not at all, to be honest. I've always just known it as PVM.
Fabulous. There's a follow-up question from Gluto before we go to something else. Do you think the Dofus community needs more LFG tools? If they have them, would you use them? I'm not entirely sure what LFG stands for.
Looking for group. But it's basically what you mentioned early in the stream, right? The ad system?
Yeah. The ad system, yes. Yeah, so I'll pick this one up, Gluto. In the roadmap we've discussed earlier, there is an element that has existed in the game before called the ad system. That was, as Sevi said, worse than an Excel sheet from 1998. So it wasn't popular, it wasn't used, there was no incentive to go there because it didn't look good or was intuitive. But what they've said is that it's something that's on their mind that they want to bring back, and maybe they'll think it through and design it better this time around, and maybe it will work. So that's your question. If there is, would we use it more? I think so. For quest fights, for dungeons. I don't know. Would you guys use it more if there was some sort of place you could go and find others that are doing similar content?
I would love to see people collaborating and doing some things together more and more, instead of doing as a four-man team. Of course, there are servers for single accounts, but interacting, I think that's the key of the multiplayer community.
Fabulous.
Game community.
Amazing. I don't know if we should go back to this question again, but it's to do with the MP reduction. I know it's puzzling enough that you should, maybe someone should do a video on it just to put that one to rest. MP reduction, characters versus mobs. What's the sweet spot? I think Eslix, you've answered that on the chat, but do you want to give us a quick run around it?
Yeah, so I don't exactly know how the calculations work. There's probably people who know, but generally for normal PVM content, you're probably fine with going like 160, 180 MP reduction and probably have a little bit more damage as well. However, for dungeons, and I'm always using Cat's Eye as an example as I did it recently, Cat's Eye after turn 20 or 21 will get a lot of MP loss resistance, which basically means it will be impossible to reduce its MP, and it will also be like heavy state, rooted state, you can't push it or whatever. So that's really tricky. So I was doing the special recently with my 280 MP reduction Enutroph, and I was actually able to manage to get the boss to 0 MP, and I'm 100% sure I will bet my... No, I'm not gonna bet because I tend to lose bets here. So,
yeah,
but
we still need you to delete your channel, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet that if you're going with 160 to 180 MP reduction, you will never bring Cat's Eye to 0 MP. Never. So more MP reductions is better. If you are actually trying to benefit from it, like if you're just casually playing an Enutroph, you want to do damage as well, then of course go ahead with 160. Like, but yeah.
Hey, we're getting another cat today.
Hey.
What is happening, Mr. Black?
Yeah.
Are you cloning them or what?
So this is May.
Nice, adorable.
Yeah.
And someone just
as much as the other one.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Did we have any more questions that I missed? There was one about a combo between two characters, but I don't know who's really good with Forge Lance plus Elio. Is it good at all? From Flammable23.
I don't know about Forge Lance and PvP. No. I think there's better class. I think there's better classes than a Forge Lance. I think it's more of a PvP class. Because it's good in like everything, but doesn't excel at one thing like damage or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do
Outstanding.
find a Sadie and an Elio work quite well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, if you can stay far away, you've got those portals. If you can get a few trees out and use Force of Nature with everything infected, it's absolutely broken. It's like having a bit of a wrath on absolutely everything every turn, which you can cast multiple times.
holy hell. Asterix, you have a question from your chat.
Yes, I got a nice question from the main Anon. It might be a fun question for all of us to answer. So his question is, throughout Dofus history, what period do you remember for having an unbelievably broken class? What was the class and why was it broken?
Mm-hmm.
So in all of the years that we've played, what is the most
Come
broken?
I've
Come
got
on.
one.
No,
The panda.
Washington, no.
The panda. It's got to be the panda where you carry it and then you
Yeah, but
need
there
to
has to
run all
be.
the game's
Look, we need to
content.
think about this for a moment. There has to be something like really, really broken. Like he's saying full wisdom Xelors back in the days with the AP
Ooh.
reduction.
Oh, those
Yeah.
were actually good ones.
Zilor when they were first revamped. Maybe I'm thinking of. Do you remember the old Wisdom Sacries with their punishment? That was a bit broken.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, the Xelor also had damage reflection. I remember that one now a little bit. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the class list right now.
This was not a class, but there was this mechanic that was broken back in 129 and before, where you could use a weapon infinitely. So you could have a 2 AP weapon and just use it as many times as your AP allowed.
Yeah, the intelligence wand. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But as far as the class, I'll have to say the panda carry.
Someone-
That is the one that stands
Yeah,
out.
true. Someone also said the old Arcane Torrent Hupper 2 AP AoE without line of sight. And I also remember now the Forge Lens right after the first buff that they got for at least PvP, that everyone would play Forge Lens and would be able to have no line of sight, infinite range, AoE, erosion, and big damage on turn 1, which is also interesting. So Iron Man, which one? Don't say Panda.
Then I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, it's panda. It's obviously. I remember there was a time when IOP was pretty broken with intelligence build for Tumult. I think
Yeah.
when you can, I think it stacks damage on. How is that called? Not doll, but sorry, I don't play with IOPS. But you can place
Strategist.
this scarecrow doll or something like that.
Yeah.
In between the mobs,
Yeah.
and it stacks the all over with the tumult, which is
I think
was
you can still
intelligence
do.
spell.
You can still play around that, and it's a viable way of dealing mega damage.
Yeah. I know one more.
Probably because
I know one more.
One more.
I even made a video about it. I think it was it in 2022 or 2023? It was the Rogue when they got a lot of revamps, and then one of them they buffed the strength path, and you could basically set up a very easy setup, and then you would also be able to one-shot anything on turn 2. You could easily do like 10 to 20k damage on turn 2 at any time. I made a video where I did wanted monsters with a Rogue, and I would like anything with up to 20k HP, I was able to one-shot it turn 2. It got nerfed.
Amazing.
It got nerfed, I think, within a week.
Usually, big exploits like that. I don't know why the panda carry lasted as long as it did, but
True.
yeah.
True.
Right, I'm thinking.
more.
I'm thinking, guys. Unless we keep receiving more questions, which I think they have tailed off. Just to give you a quick idea, we're about to go to the last section of our conversation today with our beloved, lovely 3 content creators, which is the last section is I want every one of you guys, all 3 of you, to do the rounds. I want you to tell everyone that is here today how they can find you and how they can best support you so we can all create more content that people enjoy and want to see more of. Do you want to start, MrBlack? Because I'm conscious you are in Australia and it's 5 a.m. now.
So yeah, it's actually 4:43 a.m. So
Oof.
definitely devotion to the cause. So yeah, obviously, definitely, I'll put my links in just in a second. Obviously, you
In
can
both chats,
always find me
please.
on you can always find me on YouTube, Twitch, even on Discord, Streamlabs. There's a pretty much on most, even Twitter these days, and even Reddit. I've started using a little bit.
Yeah. There is
Yeah,
nowhere I
please,
can go now that
um,
I don't find MrBlack. He's everywhere. He's putting in work.
yeah, please have a little look, hit that like, subscribe. Yeah, it'd be absolutely awesome to have you part of the community.
I know I'm pushing the question, but what's your preferred way of being supported by people who want to actually support you so you can have better gear, make better videos, and work less hours?
So I'm quite well. I'd say I'm a bit more rounded. Like some people do focus quite heavily on YouTube or heavily on Twitch. I don't think I've ever seen a Dofus player ever use Kick, but that is still a thing apparently. So, but for me, I would, at the moment, I'm trying to get up to an affiliate, or is that a partner or affiliate on YouTube? So I'm almost at the 500. I'm this close to the 500 sub mark. I was hoping to have it done by April, and it looks like I'm absolutely going to smash through that.
Nice.
So at the moment, the biggest thing I'm actually lacking is watch time. So watching, honestly, just please check out the videos, give them a watch. Every second someone watches will get me a little bit closer to that goal.
Just to encourage everyone to go and watch, I have this photo for you guys. Look at how great our beloved. We have this
I knew it was gonna come
on the
up.
topic of
I knew
memes. If you like this video, please go and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Damn.
Don't show your girlfriend or your wife. Don't.
She's already watching.
I am currently going through a divorce. No problem here.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. If you love that photo, please go and show MrBlack some love. Do you want to go on next, Washington? Do you want to tell us how to find you, how best to support you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna drop my links in the chat, I think, right about now.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'll
Wait,
sort it out.
Oh.
Deleted by the bot.
All right, cool. So you'll see the links. Yeah, Washington Ironman on YouTube. Twitch TV Washington None with UN at the end, and Twitter Solaro Wash. But links are down there. The best support is just to enjoy my videos. That's pretty much it.
Humble as ever. Love it. I've put your links on the chat. If anyone hasn't subscribed yet and loved the personality, content, and attitude of Solaro Washington, please go and show him some love. Slix, do you want to go last?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and Twitter, of course, but I might think about switching to Twitch soon. But I'm not sure yet, and I don't know when. But if that's gonna happen, I will tell you guys in a video and a Twitter update, of course.
You've heard it here first.
And I cannot put links because I'm getting banned.
I'll sort it out.
Please do. Yeah, I mean, it's better to go stream on Twitch and then put the videos on YouTube, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much for the round.
Wait, I have a quick question about this for MrBlack.
Sure.
It's really quick. If you go stream, is your stream linked in the Ankama launcher?
Yes.
All right, cool. Does that happen automatically, or does Manaya do that for you?
It's automatic. I think it's there.
So you need to just give her your Twitch link.
Yeah.
And say this is the one I want broadcasted.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you're right.
She'll do that for you.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. All right.
I was gonna say, as far as I'm concerned, my links are down here on the screen for everyone watching from my stream. There will be a Saturday stream where I will attempt to get someone interesting that you guys want to hear from. The best way to support is to turn up to these events, to ruin the chat with comments, interactions, have fun, and especially tell me which content creators you want to see here next. Any ideas, any dungeons you want to see done, any kind of content they don't have to be making videos. Like we've brought someone that has a blog the other day, Katuszka, a Polish guy who writes a blog called Dofus Temple. So if there's anyone that you see in the game that looks interesting, that is doing a lot of work for others, keeping a community together, working on a Discord, I'm thinking of Firecaster, I'm thinking of Nala. There are people that work in the shadows, Lady Misai. These people that are doing a lot of things and aren't getting recognized for it. I would love for you to tell me who they are so I can get in touch with them and just give them a tiny bit of recognition. I'm not saying I'm going to change their lives forever, but I can get them here for you all to ask them questions and see them and have the fun that you so want to have with the game that we also love. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for being here. I'm going to switch to my solo view and remove myself from the Discord so that everyone can move on to something else. And we can discuss on the chat what we want to do next. Thank you very much, Mr. Black, for being here. And sorry again about 5 a.m. We love you for it. Thank you for being here. Washington?
Anytime.
Appreciated you being here, man. Thank you for answering the call. And Aslix, as ever, stay in touch, man.
Yeah, we forgot about the sidekicks.
Thank you very much.
Who did
Thank
forget
you very
about?
much.
All right, today's sidekick, just before we end of the stream,
Okay.
this one right here is the Cubitus sidekick. It is really good. I have no idea what it does, but if you buy it right now, it's probably still cheap before it gets inflated. So, yeah, get it right now. It's the Cubitus. I think it is like an archer or something. Go ahead, buy it.
Crazy.
Thank you very much for that lovely ending. Thank you very much, Aslix.
All right. Shall we say goodbyes?
Yeah. I'm going to mute the Discord goers and I will catch you in a bit. Thanks to everyone checking out on everybody's stream.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Have a good one, Mr. Black. Sleep well.
See ya.